Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are totally as planned, and we are playing The War for Wildemount. Welcome back to another episode. Let us get started. So, our heroes have traveled to Nicodranus. They've escaped multiple assassination attempts, a public humiliation, and therapy session. And all that, while that has happened, the group has searched for information and supplies to prepare for the high seas. With the help of Captain Navos and the group, you guys had set sail under the attack of assassins being shot at by arrows. So you guys had left, about half the day had continued. You guys had a little meeting, a little sit down, as Mayette had a traumatizing experience telling you guys of the Thousand Eyes. After that talk, everybody now is separated onto the ship, preparing for what they're trying to do. With that, what would you guys like to do?
Uh, After I check on Mayette, I'm gonna head back up to the top deck. I'm gonna quickly drop those 3 arrowheads. Once I got the information, actually, can I sketch like the arrowheads out first, real quick? Just whatever parchment is lying around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I need to roll a check for that?
No.
Okay. Basically, I just trace them and fill in the details. I just want to have a record of what they look like before I toss them into the ocean.
Okay.
Just in case they can track us through those.
Well, here I'm gonna draw them. No, it's not. It's not like that detailed. Yeah,
They're arrowheads, so I figured they weren't that complicated.
It's not gonna take
You
an
can trace them.
artist skill to make them.
Just trace them.
So, yeah, you can go ahead and trace them. Once you're done, you toss them out. With that, before you head out, Mayette kind of looked at you and said, Lucia, I'm not feeling so good right now, so I think I might just go sleep for a little bit. Can you make sure that nobody bothers me?
Yes, I will check on you in a little bit, okay?
My head hurts. Okay, thank you.
In that case, I would have closed the door behind me when I left.
All right. You close the door. You start making your way out.
I would have mentioned to leave her be to anyone that was down here, but I think everyone left, right?
Yeah, there's nobody else down here.
Okay. So yeah, I'll head back upstairs. Is the captain around?
And you get up to the stairs and you see everybody on deck kind of working and doing their job. You see the captain up on the top. But before you get up there, you see Chantel and Trixie exit the captain's quarters.
Where is that?
It was right underneath the helm. There's
Okay.
a door right underneath them. And they kind of look at you, and you can see Trixie give a little whisper, and Chantel nod.
Can I help you?
No, that's nothing, friend. Trixie just makes her way off and just kind of gets back to doing some business, and Chantel just says, no, maybe I help you, though?
I have the question, actually. I was going to ask the captain, but maybe you don't. It's about those swords that you are looking
for. The swords of Cain, or the swords of pain, pardon.
Yes. You said they're made by the gods, yes?
They are supposed to be made by many of the gods, but it is hard to tell which ones is which that has made them. From
Do
what we
you
have heard, folk like the Raven Queen, the Arcot, and that cruel Bane. These are just some of the examples of what they have made.
how do you know if it's when you find them? If you have found one.
Well, they are marked with the certain ruins that speak of the Omeka, and whoever the Omeka is was under the influence of that god, and then we find out from there.
Yeah. Have any been found recently, or are they all lost?
And like you can hear Davos just kind of laugh as well. No, they have not heard of them for many a years, except for what the captain says just recently at the island of Bwualli. Some pirates have discovered something, but there is also something on the island that deters people. So far,
Any
I
idea
think
which one they found?
no, no. All that is known is that there is markings upon the sword that is stated that it is too old to know what it is, and however, they described there's a look of that, the look of it, and it has a peculiar style that fits the age arcana. It is a short sword. Looks very. She kind of just like pulls out a piece of paper and starts drawing. It looks very ancient, very like Greek style sword, almost like a little khopesh. But if you've ever seen Troy, it almost looks like Achilles' little sword with like two spaces where like right above the handle is two like gaps in the sword, and then like comes in with this very sharp point. It looks like the blade would be good for slashing, but most definitely thrusting.
Interesting. How long
The
have you been searching for these swords?
well, we have been searching for oddities for a long time. Me and the captain. We were the first two adventurers, treasure hunters. We mostly look for old things, but she kind of like looks over towards the captain to see if he's noticing. She kind of whispers, "Samaki from Nicodranas has given us this task, and she is the one that has been looking for a long time, from what I have heard.
Hmm.
The captain just knows the Maquis.
These swords sound like something that would come in handy. My line of work.
Yes, you said you are from the Silver Vigil.
Yes, we hunt monsters.
You might like the sound of this blade. It is said that this is the one. This is the Stormlord's blade. It is said to deal lightning damage that just will ripple through enemies. So,
I'm familiar with lightning on the blade.
are you? Just gonna have this.
I'm gonna show off a little. I think I'm gonna bite my thumb and drag it across. Draw my sword, drag it across my bleeding thumb across the sword, and activate my Crimson Right as lightning sparkles across the blade.
It starts to coalesce. It starts to coalesce around the blade and kind of like floats around it. You make it look just like with ease, almost as it just like sparks, She just kind of like her eyebrows raised. Well, you have talent.
It comes in handy.
It is very, very handy, if you ask me. I'm the only one that can do any kind of magical abilities here. Everybody else just relies on their uh, skill, she kind of says with air quotes.
There is much to be said for skill alone.
I should have joined the Academy.
Hmm.
She kind of said that under her breath as she looked at you and says, um, but if you need any more questions on these swords or anything else, be sure to talk to the captain. If you wish to fully join us, I personally would like to have to.
I am
You,
currently with my group, but
Hmm.
who knows what the future holds. Although, despite the sword of the Stormlord sounding interesting, I kind of like tap where my holy symbol of the Raven Queen is. Pretty boldly. I would be more interested in one of hers.
ah, yes, so was the captain as well.
Yes, I saw him at the temple actually before we left.
Yes, he was asking for, I'd say, good fortune for the ocean before we left, and information as well.
Information is much easier to get from the Raven Queen than good fortune. What she wills, she wills.
But they are limited. You must rely on most of the cobalt soul for all of this. There is not many south of the Menagerie coast as well, sadly, mostly in the Empire and in other places throughout the world, but they've got rid of the one in Nicoranus. I think there is one in Port Zamali. You should try there if you wish to have more information. They have a larger library.
DM, have I ever been there? I don't think I have.
You have been to the Library of the Cobalt Soul in Rexentrum, and that is said to be the largest.
Okay. I've been to the one in Rectenturum, of course. That is where the vigil is headquartered.
Ah, oh, then you've been to the good one then.
We have a lore master in the vigil as well, and he has his own private collection that is occasionally handy. Deals with more of our topics of interest, though. How to kill things mostly.
If you don't mind me asking, I'm a little interested of what you are able to do, but what can the rest of you all do? She kind of like looks around.
Varies. Darmenicus is a skilled archer. Nahon is adept with a sword and quick on his feet. Marcus is good with a blade and a shield. Mari knows a spell or two, mostly defensive.
So he is a wizard as well.
You could say that.
She kind of gives an eyebrow raise.
And Mayat, she can do a lot of things. She heals, stitches me back together.
Okay. Is she alright?
Yes, I just do not think the ocean is sitting well with her.
Well, if I have some more tea or anything that, whatever you need.
She is sleeping right now.
I'll say, okay. If anything, I must get back to some duties and clean the lower deck and organize some things. I will see you later, Lesia.
It was a good exchange of information.
She looks over. Ah, likewise.
All right, and I'll let her pass. Well, that was my question to the captain, so I'm done.
Okay.
Out of character, I was close by, kind of leaning on the railing, watching the sea. Can I overhear any of that?
Yeah, you would have been able to hear some of that. Except when they were whispering some things.
So go ahead and roll a perception to see if you even heard that.
Oh, actually, could I roll to see if I overheard that whisper as well that they had at the beginning with Trixie? I forgot to ask.
Let's say it's too late at this point.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
If you remember right away, then you might.
17.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
I am here.
Welcome, dear
Here.
friend.
Thank you.
Just continue where you left off. As you were listening to Hone, you had kind of heard. You had heard even the most of the parts that they were whispering. You discerned it's nothing too over the top, but
Yeah.
it might be still interesting.
Alright, so yeah, once Chantel leaves and some of them are doing their own thing, I will approach Lesia. And I will produce the route that Chantel actually gave me. Lesia, sorry about that. In the middle of all that, I forgot to give this to my yet. You know what this is, yes?
I'll look at it. Do I know what it is?
You know, it's the stuff that she was trying to offer before.
Oh, okay.
Just like certain roots to like chew on and hope everything can feel better.
Yeah. I can bring this down to her. She is sleeping right now.
Good. Figured you would check on her later, so.
Yes, I am. I'm
Alright.
also staying with her tonight to make sure she doesn't
Yes.
get up and sleepwalk.
I will keep eye out too.
Appreciated.
Hmm.
But she did mention for nobody to go down and disturb her. So.
Yes, I will not check.
I'm actually going to head back down now myself.
Alright.
I'm going to do something. I'll give him a nod as I head back downstairs.
I'll nod back and I'll head back to his position, watching the sea.
You just hear from atop. Oi! Oi!
No one kind of looks up.
Oi! Phone! Get up here!
Who is he calling?
He's calling for you.
Is Bob calling me, or is the captain calling me?
You can you when you look up, you can see just like a little red tuff peeking down from the end.
From the.
crow's
Okay.
nest.
Yeah, so I'll climb up.
Start climbing your way up. Make an
Red-
acrobatic.
Wait, quick question. How many crow's nests are on this ship? It's just one, right? I don't know
Just
if ships have multiple.
Right there. There sometimes might be, depending on the size of the ship. This is a smaller ship. It's only a two deck ship, so
Okay.
it would only have one crow's nest. That is about
Gotcha.
40 feet up, almost 30 feet. I'd say 30 feet up.
30. Okay.
Yeah, which is it?
You climb up, and when you do, Bob just looks over and says, "Oi, oh, come on, sit down."
Mm.
Like, you can see he's just barefoot and grimy, kind of has like all this sea saltiness about him
Yeah,
in a way. And he smells like BO as well when you get
a
next
bit grimy, yeah.
to you with one eyebrow raised, a little bit crazed look. You keep an eye out, right?
Yeah, I could do that.
How good, guys? It's an important job, all right? I get no sleep, get no rest. Gotta keep your eye out. Kind of looks back and forth.
It's best for one keeping watch to be healthy, I think.
Most important job.
Hmm.
Always try to sneak up. All right.
Yeah, fair enough. I will keep an eye out.
Look, I got Bessie here, and he pulls out this large rifle. She's mine. But he's Janice, he's Louise, he's Cassandra, and he starts pulling out all these other rifles and like other small firearms from this one section.
He named them
Uh,
all.
12 of them, and he's all named.
I am not sure I am able to use any of them.
Makes a big bang, scares the fuck out of anybody. He says he looks at every word is very intense and it's almost in your face too.
Right. Right. So you wish for me to fire that when approached or not?
I want you to call out, take one of these bastards, and fire it. Don't reload it. Don't do nothing with it. Don't want you to have it no more. Just pick up another one and fire that one. They're all loaded. Trust me. Make
All
sure.
right. Fire at the enemy or just fire in the air?
Fire at the enemy. Fire at the air. Whichever.
All right.
Get my
Can do that.
attention now. Make my way up. And
Yeah.
if I'm up here, same goes for you as well. If this is what you want to do, you gotta be serious about this. Alright?
I am usually watchful anyway. So yes.
You need that attribute for this job. He kind of shifts around again. Alright.
You're kind of muffled a bit, by the way. Oh dear.
He said, alright, I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right.
I'll go on. I'll head back down. He starts crawling back down through the rope. And he pokes his back head up again. Don't hurt him. Alright?
I will not. I will not. I'm careful.
Alright. Mm-hmm. Starts heading back down.
Just kind of like shakes his head and
Is it?
kind of like
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
tries to grip of the rifle. Very specifically, keeping his hands off the trigger because I think he's seen people use these before. He just doesn't actually know how they work. So, yeah. So he's gonna kind of just make sure he's holding it right before putting it back down. And he's gonna take a watch. Just sitting up there.
What? How is the weather?
Weather's pretty nice right now. It is, I'd say, fairly cool, warm, because the sun's beating down on you guys still. It hadn't setted. It's still making its way, but it's getting to become late afternoon, so you guys are continuing the sail. You're now far enough to where the coastline seems to be a good distance. You can't make out anything except for bits of the city of Nicodranus and some ship sails going into port. The sea air kind of hits you guys, and like some of the salt water as well as the ship is making pretty fast headway.
Yeah. So Marcus is looking back and glancing over Nicodemus.
Make a perception.
Not really looking at. You see, go bye bye.
No worries. Yeah, you're able to see the city from a new view now. However, you've never actually gotten to see the lighthouse in full effect, being away on shore. But now that you're on the sea and you're looking back, you can see the lighthouse just being the brightest thing and being the only light starting up now as the sun is making its way to set. there's a bunch of clouds off in the sky as well that turns the sky into this awesome kind of peachy reddish kind of color.
Yeah, he's just staring at it. Thoughts. You forget to work.
You can hear Davos just starting to play some of his lute, create a little tune. Darminicus, when you're over with Ginger, he kind of looks to you and says, "All right, this is how you tie the rope. All right, take a round this way, that way, this way, not that way. Round, pull it." And he kind of like yanks it with all of his might.
And
That
pull.
light, and it just turns super, super tight. Just like that.
Ginger, I think I left my finger in there. Hold on. I left in the.
Oh. It kind of like unravels it for a second. Careful. All right.
All right. Yeah.
Warned you about that again. If I have to tell you a third time, you might lose a finger, and then you'll really remember.
I'll remember that.
He begins to light a pipe and just kind of like trot his way over and sit down on the stairs for a moment. It looks like this ship has been like set and they don't have to mess with too much now.
So I've heard from a lot of people that the ship has different names. That's different from like any other thing. Like, is this? And he points down. The stern. I don't know if you had that. I don't know if you have this prepared or not.
He looks at you with a very confused look.
No, right?
No,
Oh.
this right here, hole. Right. That, he points towards the back where the captain is. No. He points towards the front. Excuse me. Now I remember.
The bow is the front.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was the stern too. I thought there's so many things with multiple
Yeah.
names.
Yeah, the stern is the back.
Yeah, that's what I thought at the first. Yeah, he points towards the back.
Oh.
That's right there. That's stern.
Oh, no wonder. I had someone call me, a stern before. I never really understood what that meant, and then they just walked away.
Well, I don't know much about two ships that much. Might be just doing them for about 3 years now. Yeah. Don't know much. Been a slave most of my life. So, here I am.
Did you? Are you still? Are you still are? Or did
Oh,
you?
no. No.
Did
No.
you earn your way out?
Alexander.
Oh.
Alexander there. Davos, you all call him. He helped me.
So you're free.
Mm-hmm. Was on a revelry ship. Pirates. They took me. Came around. Was there working for them for years. I think they took me when I was young. Real little. I think I hail from The east? I don't know. He kind of like shrugs. But when Captain sunk that ship, well, found me and I helped him to sink the rest of it. Friends ever since.
What about family? Do you remember any of that?
Nope. This my family. Trixie's my sister. She calls everybody her siblings, so I take that as a family.
Yeah. Guess you can say family is just the people you're best with.
Nods in agreement. Took me a while to figure that, I say, but when I did, life is easier now. And as that is happening, Amari. Or were you finished, Dominicus? I'm sorry. Or
I'm
were you-
good.
Okay, I'm sorry, dude.
No worries. Worst case, I'll just have him show me like how do cannons work, but that's just it. But that could be like a transition point.
Gotcha.
Amari's gonna. He's head downstairs. He's gonna crawl into his little hammock that he has. Just kind of lean back into it for a minute, let his head rest against the cloth below him, and he's just gonna sit there and stare up at the ceiling for a long while and kind of think about everything that just transpired, whether or not telling this new group that he's with everything about him and what's going on in his life is really worth it. He's got a lot going on in his head for better or worse. And after a little bit of that, after a little bit of thinking, probably overthinking, he's gonna reach into his bag that he set down on the ground next to him, and I'm gonna take out the book called History of the Menagerie Cooks. And I'm just gonna crack it open. The first page, just kind of spend a little bit to read it before falling asleep. I'm also gonna turn Alabaster back into his little pseudo dragon form so he can cuddle up next to me and just relax for a little while. Kind of use him as a neck pillow.
Yeah. I am gonna head out after.
To read for a little.
Yeah, after reading a little bit, because I want to ask Amari some questions, because we were gonna do the lessons before bed. So like, just come out and kind of ask questions about whatever came up in my reading, and I might want to follow up on.
Amari, he's kind of just relaxing in his hammock, but he'll kind of like turn onto his side so he's propped up so they can talk.
I probably won't have a lot of questions to start with because I'm just getting started with the book, but it's getting pretty late though, right?
Yeah, the sun is now just setted. Just get the temperature is now getting cooler.
Okay, it's not that late.
No,
Reportedly.
no.
Okay.
But Bob is snoring his ass off the entire time you guys are in there. And then you can just kind of looks at him for a second, and then she kind of like just like kicks him for a moment, like kicks his bed with the hammock of his feet, kind of goes, and kind of moves over, shifts over, and then stops snoring. She looks over at you guys while you're sitting there. Just do that if you ever do that again. You won't wake up very easily. Trust me, the only thing that will wake him up is a gunshot.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. It's not that much of a bother, but if it gets too bad, I'll let him know.
She gives a nod and she kind of looks over and notices Alabaster just kind of floating around, just kind of clicking to himself and crawling all over the hammock and everything, kind of being all playful. Her eyes just get wide and she's like, "Is that a pseudo dragon?"
Yes, it is. I've had them ever since I was a child.
That is an amazing creature.
I know he actually he serves me quite well. He is what I use to normally write down my spells in. So he has quite a bit of importance to me.
Interesting. And he been? How does he turn into the book?
My uncle, he was a very good enchanter, and he was actually the one that enchanted the creature, so he is able to swap back and forth. So usually what I do when I have to keep him hidden, I will just turn him into a book and keep him in my satchel. And then every now and then, during nights, usually I turn him back into a pseudo dragon so he can stretch his legs and relax. He actually prefers to be a book, believe it or not.
I don't think you ever said, did he start out as the book or as the dragon?
The dragon.
This is very interesting. Your uncle, what is his name? He must be a very famous wizard in order to do that. That is amazing.
Right. He was just a simple man. Mostly, he dabbled in the arts. He was a very good enchanter, but people kind of looked over him for the most part. His name was Harper.
Deception roll.
Right.
Right, and Harper.
Mm-hmm.
So he can use all many of things.
Right. He's from the Dwendalian Empire, and well, he's no longer with us, sadly. But he did what he could before he was passed.
His talents, I think they might have gone to waste.
I agree. I believe if he were to stay up, or if he would have stayed alive, he would have done much greater things. He was always considerably pushing the boundaries of magic itself, but I never got to really see his work in action.
You said he was a simple person. So your family, they weren't rich or anything?
Well, he was, but well, not my family, not necessarily, no. But he was. He was well off. Not anything extravagant. He owned a nice plot of land and whatnot, but he was not incredibly rich.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting. And I know Alessia can do some tricks as well. I've heard from her that you know a thing or two about defensive magic.
Abjuration, yes. It's the art that I started studying when I was ever since I was a young kid. It's always proved most useful to me. I dabble in other schools, but my main focus is abjuration magic.
She looks over and says, "My main school I am trying to learn is enchantment, and a little bit of abjuration myself as well. It has gotten me far, but I try to be the best enchanter I can."
It's good to know. Abjuration's a very good school to go into, in contrast with enchantment as well. There's many words and whatnot that you can put. For example, you make a beautiful enchantment you want to keep safe. Abjuration's the school that you're going to use to protect it.
This is what I have been trying to perfect as well. This is why I know what your uncle here has done as an incredible thing.
It is, yes. Probably one of his greatest works, in my opinion, if not the greatest.
It is too bad. It is just the one thing that he would be known for.
I know. I wish he could have stayed alive. I'm sure he would have made much greater things if he would have.
She looks at you with a little apprehensive look and says, "Well, I bid you both a good day. Remember what I told you about Bob if he bothers you."
Anyway, so, you said you wanted to talk, yes, about history? Have you been reading the book?
Yes, a bit. I haven't gotten very far, of course. Haven't had it very long, but could you explain more about this here? And I kind of point out this little passage.
Anything in particular, or do you like
I don't know.
just say?
Yeah, like the what was the first part about? Because I don't know.
What book are you reading again?
The one Amara gave me about the
The Asarian
elves.
elves and stuff
ones?
like that, the ones that
Yeah,
lived in
the Sarian elves.
Part of the book.
It was the
Was
ones. Well, yeah, they worshipped the Moonweaver and stuff like that, and they
Yeah.
had that shrine that would shift depending on that moon cycle, things like that. Which
That's
is
what it
interesting
was
for him.
first talking about in the book. It talked about how they were a part of the forest of Syrian Green and how they were one with it as well, and the Moonreaver would shift as well with their shrines after the Divine Gate has been closed off from them. It was like the one way she
Well-
can kind of interact with everybody.
I can work with that. So these were the elves that made the shrines that we found.
Right. Interestingly enough, they use those shrines to make somewhat of gates. If you were to notice, I don't exactly know how or what magic they used. Perhaps it was actually gold given themselves, but maybe even the Moonweaver enchanted them. But it seems that that's the way they interacted with her, which is interesting itself. But I believe it depended on the moon cycle, which is also something to note, considering what you are. To be honest.
That would explain how we entered in one area and left.
Right. That's the
Right.
one way I was able to sort of rationalize that. I know of certain magics that's capable of doing such things. Perhaps it was a simple spell woven into the statue itself, and on a particular moon cycle during worship, it activated or something to that effect. I'm not quite certain, but it seems as though that is most likely the case. I assume it just relies on certain types of light, or like I said, a particular position of the moon and the stars and whatever else it activates it.
It's almost a month since we were in that
Yes.
forest.
It was interesting, and it's also to note that the Age of Arcanum provided this. As we know, that the Age of Arcanum was the biggest explosion and sorts of magical studies, and leaps and bounds were made. So this is interestingly enough. But the Age of Arcanum has a lot of different technologies such as this. So this comes to as a surprise. Obviously, it's very interesting to know what these items do, but it does not surprise me that this one existed, as there were quite many. I'm sure that items like this could be recreated, sure, but it just might take a very powerful wizard or enchanter or something of the sort to do so. I don't even know if the Moonweaver made that. It could be someone that made it in tandem as worship devices.
Maybe it was a group effort.
That's probably what I was thinking. Yes, it was most likely a village of certain types of elves. That's why most people called them the Asarian elves. I assume I'm not quite sure how primitive they were or how technologically advanced, but either way, they likely had some tie to the Moonweaver, and therefore decided to make a statue in her honor. And like I said, using the moon cycle and whatnot, had specific days and times in which they worshipped, and during those times it made that portal that it mentions, and that is how they interacted with the Moonweaver, possibly to ask questions, sort of like a prophet or the oracle, something to that effect. But either way, it's still very interesting, and I'm glad we got to see it firsthand. We just happened to be there at the exact same time. My question is what happened to the Asarian notes? It's never something that I quite could grasp, but maybe you might figure out something in the book that I didn't. But I don't quite know where they went or what happened. Maybe they just all died out or whatever else. Maybe they were integrated into other cultures. But still, if you were able to figure it out, let me know. I would like to know.
Maybe they're some other end of the portal never came back.
Oh, that's a good question. It could be. What if? Well, I don't know actually. I don't know a whole lot about the Moonweaver, but what if she took them somewhere, somewhere nicer, like a sort of paradise or something. Either way, that would be cool to know about. But I'm afraid there's just not much information we could gain from that unless we were to research more into them. Maybe there's other books out there. But if that's something that you're interested in looking into, then well, next time we are able to visit the library, I'll look it up some more.
There are a few things I wish to look into. When I was at the temple, you recall that raven I found in the shrine?
I just said, yes, I do. What about it?
Apparently, those are given to families that are connected to the Raven Queen. The high priestess there had one. She wore it as a necklace. It was smaller than this.
See.
But she said this one specifically belonged to a family. The Peppermint? DM?
What was the name?
The Pethorns.
Have I ever heard of the Pethorns?
Make a history check.
History repeats itself.
You know the Pethorns to be an old elven family back in the day that were matriarch priests of the Raven Queen that were there with when she ascended to the divine gate and kind of like they were kind of like the first ones to extend their help to creatures that were also lost in the guidance and were lost and were seeking the guidance of the Raven Queen, creatures that aren't entirely human or not human as well.
Oh, okay. So it involves like, was I ever able to discern like what sort of creatures, like in specific, whether like were there certain types of creatures that would worship her, or was it just like it was just an array, but it didn't just involve human.
It didn't just involve like one type.
Okay.
One type of humanoid creature.
Did it ever explain why they were gravitated towards the Raven Queen?
Not all of them, but the only reasons why they were with her is because she offered them a redemption on the other side with the Shadowfell and service for what they have known. And then they can live out either a form of existence as their animal forms, their bestial forms, or in their humanoid forms and like serve her in the Shadowfell, seeing over more of the souls back in the cycle.
So whenever they passed, they went to Shadowfell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Amari's eyebrow like kind of quirks up whenever you mention the Pethorns, and he nods his head. Yes, I've heard of the Pethorns. They were an old elven family. They sort of at the patriarchal family of the Raven Queen. They also extended their help to preachers who were also lost. And those that were seeking the guidance of the Raven Queen, they were sort of like guides. They allowed people to understand information and gather what it is that the Raven Queen was about. And interestingly enough, also people, not only humanoids, but creatures, like sort of beastmen sometimes even, were also gravitated to the Raven Queen. Historically, because of her offer of redemption on the other side. They apparently, when they were taken, were led to the Divine Gate and taken to Shadowfell, where they could live out the rest of their eternal lives as the creatures that they wish to be, or as humanoids.
Lucia kind of just sits there for a moment, looks kind of deep in thought. Like werewolves.
Amari kind of tilts his head to the side. Yes, night werewolves, for example, or any other sort of person that could do what you can do. So, for example, I assume the reason you're so gravitated to the Raven Queen is because of this. Perhaps she knows your struggles and therefore tries to do her best to give you that offer of the redemption. Do you feel what's the word? Do you feel bad or like you wish you weren't what you are?
Yes.
Well, I understand that much, but it seems as though the Raven Queen has taken note of that and she's giving you that offer of redemption.
I do not know if I deserve it.
Why do you say that?
I would rather not say. It's not something I like to talk about.
Or nods. Well, I do understand that much, but like I said, not everybody should have to wallow in what they are. How do I put this in a better way? You know, I should say first, the Raven Queen has definitely chosen you for a specific reason. Perhaps she knows that you are seeking this sort of redemption. And in my opinion, you should likely just accept what you are. There's no way you can change it. There's likely no way that you can alter what you are. So, in my opinion, just me speaking, I would embrace it if you can. I understand that you obviously have history, but those are some things that you can look past. You can have second chances, and the Raven Queen seems to be giving you that.
It can be cured.
I'm aware, but Lesia, I mean, honestly, maybe, and this is just me speaking, maybe I don't think you should carry it. I think you were given this gift for a specific reason. Maybe you should keep it and learn how to control it. Use it for a good, use it for a better purpose. You don't
It,
have to always live in a shadow that you came from.
you,
I guess what I'm trying to get at, Leslie, is that the Raven Queen could very well be the light at the end of the tunnel, and you're just simply living in the dark currently. You're not looking at the light. And if you started seeing the Raven Queen as the light, then maybe, as you likely already have now, considering you're walking the path towards her. And I think, honestly, if you just keep heading that direction, then you'll find out that your gift, what you are, is not a curse. It could very well be a blessing. You just have to learn how to make it into such.
just kind of is sitting there for a moment, trying to think. I don't know if I can see it that way anytime soon.
Well, the, I
I
assume
don't.
we're
I don't
going to
know if you
be.
can understand what it is.
I
Like,
cannot. Absolutely not. I've never had something like that happen to me. I've never been given such a thing. But the way I'm trying to look at it is from your perspective. I'm trying to give you a different light of the matter. You understand what I mean? I know that it could be difficult to control it. It could be difficult to um, leave behind your past. Whatever happened, you don't have to talk about it. But whatever took place, I'm sure anything such as that, everybody deserves second chances. Take Marcus, for example. He tried to kill me. He tried to kill Nahon. You know?
I almost attacked Nahon that night.
Well, that's okay. It's not the point, but
If there had not been one left, I might have. I do not know if
but
he would have survived it.
that's only because of the information that we know at hand. The longer that I talked to Nahon inside that room, it led me to different suspicions. And I'm glad that you guys could understand what I was getting at. But we're
Not
getting
that
off
night.
topic. Oh,
The night
yes?
I changed.
Oh. Well, like I said, Alicia, if it's dangerous, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there is very many people that have been hurt, not from you, but just in general, from curses from other people that could have the same illness. But instead of thinking it as such a curse, you should try to learn to control it. I'm not sure how that's possible, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you how because I don't know how it affects you. But if it is something that you could rein in, more or less, you could learn how to use it more controllably. For example, there have been many moments where you could have transformed and saved one or two people, but because of your fear, the way you're holding yourself back because you're afraid of going berserk and attacking others around you could very well be what's holding you back.
Most of it is already restrained.
Well, that's what I mean.
I've been through quite a few alchemical rituals
Yes.
that sort of locked most of it away.
Is there any other way to sort of unlock that?
It's gradually weakening over time.
Well, I'll make you a deal, okay? I don't want you to use those alchemical concoctions. I want you to let it ferment. I want you to let it grow within you, okay? And I'm also getting much stronger. I've grown a lot in the past few months that we've been together, and I feel that I am apt to protect those around us. So, for example, if you are to go berserk or go crazy for whatever reason, I will do what I can to protect those around us. I'm not going to let something like this inhibit the way that you live. I want you to be. I want you to accept who you are, and I don't want you to let yourself put yourself down because of your, your abilities, your gift. Uh, if it's possible, try to start referring it to as a gift. Refer to it as a gift. That may help, just as a starting point, rather than talking about it in any other light. Maybe it would be better if you start thinking about it in a lighter tone. It could help.
I don't know if I can.
Well, can is just a subjective word. You very well could, but we're not going to know unless you try. You understand what I mean? If you'd like, I can help you. I'm not exactly sure how, but if it would help, maybe I could learn some types of magics like a lock or something akin to that. I'm sure that we could get manacles and whatnot. I have a spell that I
No
know about.
chains.
No chance. Okay. Well, I have to think. I'll think of something. I'll think of some sort of warding or something akin to that. Something that will keep you contained, if you know what I mean. No chains necessarily, but keep you in a controlled area. That way, you can transform and learn to control it. And you do understand what I mean, no? Using it more and more. I figure the more you practice with it, the better you are going to get at controlling it. And eventually, you'll be able to just go back and forth and be able to use your powers because I've seen what you can do. You're a lot stronger, faster. Your senses are keener. And if you're capable of using that for combative purposes, I've known many times we could have used a gift such as yours in the midst of combat. It's very, very well implemented. It could be
Is
useful to everybody.
not always just to protect myself, it is also to protect others.
Right.
When I transform, people will see what I am, and it is never a good reaction. Especially like when we were fighting Gadstock in the middle of a city. Can you imagine what could have happened if I had changed then?
Well, I understand that much, and there are times where I also need to conceal my abilities, and I believe that just is going to have to it's going to have to be such as that. But I'm talking as though if we're traveling, for example, and we get ambushed by people that are hunting you, for example, or me or anybody else. The gift that you were given, could have ended those fights in a marginal amount of time than what we sustained. Dominicus got shot several times at one time when those people showed up. You know, Mayette has been hurt. I've been hurt. Nahon's been hurt. There has been times that you could have used what you have, what you are, for good, a better purpose, a protection. You get what I mean, though. Obviously, it's going to take time and it's going to take practice. But if it would help, I can look into a way of sort of containing you in a controlled area, so that way, whenever you want to practice it, for example, and we're away from cities, then you can learn how to control it. And also, maybe you'll get better at controlling it in situations where you can't turn, you know?
I will tell you now, I will not handle being locked up well
I'm
at
going
all.
to lock you up. I'm just simply going to cast a spell, most likely, and keep you controlled in a sphere, a circle on the ground. For example, think of it like a warding. Um, I'm just simply going to put up barriers around you. So that way you can transform and you can't get out. Don't think of it as like a prison, for example, but I'm only going to do it so that way you can't bust away from us and go attack people in the village. You know, it's just to keep you in a controlled area for the time that you want to practice.
I will not see it that way. I can guarantee it.
Well, it could be something that we work on. We don't have to do it today because I don't know what spell I would use right now, regardless. But maybe another time. I'm just trying to get it put in your head that this could be very well something useful.
Lucia is not gonna. She's just gonna remain silent, kind of in thought, but she's not gonna really speak more on in this right now. You kind of get the idea.
Yeah, Mari is gonna move on from it too, and I'll probably say so. Anyway, do you have any more questions regarding the book, or anything else you'd like to know about?
No, I think I'm going to go read some more.
That would be good. I'm also going to read.
Lucia's gonna get up, and as she walks away, you kind of just hear a quiet "thank you" before she goes in her room and closes the door.
A quiet what? You kind of cut out.
I heard.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Amari's gonna roll back onto his hammock and prop the book back up on his chest, and he's gonna start reading about the history of the Menagerie Coast.
All right. And as that is happening, no, you're up on the top. Make a perception
Yes. All right.
Perception.
Just kind of staring out, starting to sway with the waves.
You look around, and as it sways and bobs, you see the starry night sky as it kind of bounces off the ocean's shore, and it almost makes you feel like you're in another space entirely. But while you're looking, you notice in the dark it's kind of hard to see, but you can see some dark clouds in the distance.
In front of us?
Yes. Like way, way, way out there. Probably about a day out.
Alright. Gonna see that
A
and
day or
nod to myself and kind of turn away and lean over toward the captain's deck and Captain!
Here. What is it?
There are clouds about to day out. Very dark, probably storm.
Ginger, look at it. Dominic, as you hear Ginger just give a undoes his
Here, I'll follow
his
along.
spyglass. He looks out. Look over there. He kind of hands you the spyglass and points in front of you, Dominicus.
Yeah.
Make a perception roll.
I forgot to open up my character sheet to get to perception. There we go.
You grab the spyglass. You're not sure how to use this right away, and you're like, okay, and you grab it. You're like, it's
Okay.
the other way around. You flip it
It's
the
so-
other way around, and you
It's so
put it on.
small.
Ginger looks over at you. Well, you have it just you have it backwards.
What?
Boy.
And I turn my head towards Ginger. You're so small.
Yeah,
Oh.
backwards.
All right, never mind. Here you go.
Yeah, and just closes it up. Well, that's a storm. If you had looked properly, you would have seen storm clouds. Where? All right, come with me.
As I'm staring out toward the storm, kind of staring it down, does it seem to be a typical kind of storm? Something that happens naturally? Or...
Looks to be a natural storm.
Alright.
Like there's a bunch of clouds you're coming in, but it's getting really thick and dark in that area up ahead
Gotcha.
in the distance.
Is pretty bad over there.
Ginger just yells out, "Storm's coming! Prepare!"
It's coming up here.
Marcus comes
Captain
up.
just yells, "Prepare the ship for the storm! Might hit in a bit."
Are we not? Can we not go through it?
And Captain Nava's just, "That's our destination! Throw it!
Seriously?
Fastest way!"
I go down the stairs, but I'm actually staying at the stairs, and then I go, "Storm's coming! Prepare! Whatever that means."
That's when
Okay.
Marcus moves up.
I don't know. Just letting you know. I go back up.
You run up, Marcus, and the captain yells up, "With nowhere else to go! Storm will catch us no matter what. It is heading to the shore!"
Alright.
Marcus is
And
looking
then-
out towards the storm. Captain. Might be the safest way to go through it.
Right now, it is the only place to get around, to get to the destination. If we were to go around and change direction, it would still hit us. We don't move that fast. Storms move faster, especially one this large. It expands from as far as the eye can see.
I have seen storms like this.
We have. Sometimes they're not too bad. It just looks terrifying far away, and you get in. It's not too bad.
Captain,
There's-
I know my way around the ship. So if you want me to help you out, point me the
We do
direction.
need help in the riggings and everything.
I can do
Just
that.
be with Devos or Dev.
I'll report to
He
them.
will know. He gives a
Dav.
Dab looks over. Yes.
Captain told me to report to you.
All right. Well, we have to prepare the ship for the storm. Go ahead and get those sails ready on the left side. He points over here, or on the right side, he means.
Starboard side. Alright, got it.
And then he just shows you just to like lower some riggings and get everything ready at half sail and such.
But he can see that Marcus is already doing it correctly because he knows how he has been on ships before. He
Well,
just gets to work.
roll a ship. Hold on, I just had it. See? Last time. Hold on.
Should I roll a history check?
No history. Roll a strength check. You start pulling the riggings, and Dav notices you doing it pretty well, and you start showing that you do know your way around preparing the ship. Nahone, you notice that the ship is being, like, the sails are being moved and everything's being prepared. Trixie's coming up on the other sail, and she climbs her way up. After a little bit, she makes her way up towards you. How's the watch going?
Yeah, right, so far. Nothing until now.
Storms are always interesting, but
Hmm.
if you ask me, it is what we get. The last time we haven't had a storm. This time is a storm.
Hmm. Did the captain say that is where our destination is?
It is always going to be through whatever troubles. That is what is destination.
Cannot do without, I guess. Alright then.
Storm move too fast. You see it way over there. A few others may happen, and it might even catch up. Winds
Right.
move very quickly around here.
As they do.
So that's why we prepare. It's a good thing you cut it early. Let's say a few of us were asleep, and then all of a sudden the kids started coming in. We would have no time.
Well, glad to help.
She gives a nod. Well, I think I'm going to head back.
Alright.
Good luck. If
You
you
too.
need anything, just ask. And by the way, don't do anything to get me and none of my friends hurt either. I will, it would not be pretty. She starts crawling down.
Just now. I do not plan on it. Also, if you could send up water, that'd be great.
She gives a thumbs up. She
Thumbs
starts making her way down. And as that is happening, the rest of you guys kind of like figure out that the ship is just being prepared, and they warn you about a storm coming, but you guys are able to sleep for a little bit before it hits, you think. So you all sleep for the rest of the night, unless anybody wanted to do anything.
So
Nope.
Marcus
Uh,
is
No,
not
I'm
going
good.
down right away. Sitting up.
I'm still reading the book before bed.
No one is just gonna sit there kind of swaying, see, a little like almost meditatively. But still trying his best to keep an eye out for other threats on the horizon, just in case. Never know.
And Marcus, what are you doing?
Marcus is just looking down at the waves, like seeing it for the first time. He's looking horizon, stars, looking at the crow's nest, just looking around, like even if his face is fucked up, his eyes is, the left eye is it's just looking like a child.
I guess, Nahon, for contrast, as he's kind of watching the sea and the storm approaching, his expression gets a little darker and the smile kind of melts off his face, and kind of just thinking over the past, who knows, weeks, days, months, that they've been together. He's just thinking over everything that happened, and For once, he kind of just seems to let himself deflate for a moment. Just letting himself seem to relax as they approach the coming storm. That's all I got.
Right. Darmanicus.
Yeah.
Did you have
Oh
anything more to do?
no.
Yeah.
Did I say something or?
No.
Oh
Just the way you said it.
no, I had nothing on this case, so
Okay.
I'm ready for whatever's happening.
Yeah, I think we are good. We are good.
Most likely.
Probably.
All right. As everybody's asleep, makes their way to sleep. You all are in your positions or beds. Nahum, you are here, I'll move Darmanicus down there. Marcus as well.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go to bed.
What's about it?
Get to bed.
I'm being forced. That's good. Good.
You hear Nahum, you were keeping an eye out, and then as the night started settling in and the waves kept rocking back and forth, you couldn't help yourself but drift into a deep sleep that brought you into a strange kind of like space when you woke up. You woke up and you were still in the crow's nest. You look out, but the ship is just floating somewhere else. Floating in time or in space. It's just flown in this dark expanse.
I look down, I look around. What's in the... Kind of like shake my head, wipe my eyes. Maybe I'm seeing something wrong here. I kind of look down toward the captain's wheel.
You look down, the whole ship is empty.
Captain? I'm gonna take a breath and I'm gonna start climbing down the crow's nest.
You start climbing down, and that's when make an acrobatics check.
Alright.
As all of a sudden you're climbing down, the ship just starts to just break apart. And you just grab onto one of the masts that just start falling. Starts taking you down and spiraling. You spiral with the broken pieces of the ship. The Emerald's eyes that just scatters back down in this bottomless pit. You land in this dark expanse, dodging piece and piece of broken pieces of the ship, just kind of trying to land and hit you. But they don't land. They just pass right through you as you are rolling around.
Did I land somewhere?
The stars start to shine around, and they reflect off the ground that you were on as well. You feel like you're on the ocean or some space beyond that, but it looks to be the same kind of like scene that you had seen with the stars and the ocean hidden, and it just everything reflects off each other. You're not sure if you're in some other expanse or in the sea, but you are there, just floating.
I'm gonna kind of try to
floating.
look around.
You're on a physical, like kind of like space.
I'm gonna kind of look around a little panicked, try to get my bearings. I'm gonna try to push up to my feet.
You push up to your feet, and once you get up to your feet, you start you look around, and then all of a sudden there's like these strange silhouettes of humanoids of all different races kind of under this strange dark veil that the stars kind of like illuminate themselves off as well. You're only kind of able to make out males and females, but it's of different races as well, just kind of all around you.
I draw my dagger. Who is there? Show yourselves!
You begin to hear whispering of every language, and you hear in the words the common remnants.
What is that? Speak!
I come for you. I come for you. I come for you.
I know that. Come on. Who?
And once you kind of like look around, you just see one silhouette in this crowd that is much taller than the rest, and you can tell it's facing you, and you face it for a moment until you just get rushed upon all of the individuals.
I'm going to
pile on
reach.
top of you, and you start stabbing and wailing and attacking back.
Get off of me!
But you cutting into one shadow and mist just disappears, but you just get consumed until darkness consumes your eyes, and you wake up with droplets hitting your face.
I look around.
You look around and you can see Ginger at the helm, just looking, and the rain starts to come in more at a pitter patter.
Dream. Kind of look down at my hands. Am I holding my daggers?
No.
It's okay. It's okay. You can handle this. Like every time before. What is that water? Kind of shake my head.
Look over and you can see a jug full of water just next to you.
I shake my head and I don't even bother getting to my feet. I just kind of like crawl over to it, and I'm going to I don't know if there's a cup or something like that, but if there's not, I'm used to this. I pretty much just drink directly from the jug.
Yeah, there's nothing that you just raise it above you and just start chugging.
Kind of look out to sea. Do I see the storm?
You look out and you can see the storm coming, and the waves are getting choppier and heavier. Right when you are starting to notice this, that's when Ginger yells, "Storm! Storm's coming!" And that is where we will take a break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, everybody. Woo!
All right.
Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome back. We are back as our adventurers has just been abruptly awoken by the yelling of one of the crewmates, yelling about a storm. Everybody is abruptly awoken. You guys see Trixie and Dav started running, but before Dav runs out, he kicks over Bob from the hammock and he just plops over, and Bob just like grabs a knife and goes, "Ah!" Dav just says, "Come on, you lazy bastard."
Yeah, so Marcus jumps out as well. Starts running.
I assume I hear that commotion.
I'm up. What?
Dominicus, Amari.
Yeah.
Come on.
What is it?
Fix my shoulders.
The storm is here.
Storm? What? There's a storm?
There's a storm. Come on.
Does
Why
Maya
do
wake
I
up?
need to come? He's tired.
Yeah.
Does Maya wake up?
No. She does not.
Dav.
I'm going to close the door behind me and then head upstairs as well.
What? What is it? What is it? How bad is the storm, by the way?
All right. Fixed my arms.
As Dominicus unfrozen his arm, his shoulders together, unfused them. Everybody gets to the front of the deck, or the top deck. The rain is starting to start pouring in to the point where you guys heard it going up the stairs and then through. You guys get pelted immediately. And just being out there for a little bit now, you guys are getting soaked.
I thought I was cold before. Hey everybody! As you can see, there's a storm coming. Be ready.
Where do you need me?
I don't know, what's he supposed to do?
As soon as everybody is kind of fused, the captain busts out, and Chantel just starts running over to the front of the ship, and Captain just yells, "Ginger, keep on the ship! Keep it moving! Boatswains! To the sails! Anybody who can do not help with the sails, take yourself off! But I need 2 people up there!" And he points up on this mast. Or, excuse me, this mast. This mast.
Guess that will be me.
I can go.
I guess I can go up the other one.
All right.
So Marcus
I
looks
need
at Dev. Dev. Dev.
Dad looks over as he's trying to pull over. What? Pull that line over there! Damn it! I thought you said you know how to use a ship.
Listen to me. The main sails. We should take them down.
That is what we're doing.
All right. And he starts pulling.
All right.
By down, he meant like raise them.
As you guys are pulling, the rest of you guys are climbing. I'll need athletics or acrobatics from both of you, Lesia and Nahum. And then a
Alright.
strength roll from Marcus. All right. Everybody's able to get into position perfectly and set up. Lesia, you're on the top of the sail. When you start tying everything down, you have a little bit of a harder time. It's not as fast as what you saw Nahum that kind of rushed up there, tied it up, and then got to the other side and tied it up the other side. You get one side and you start going towards the other. All of a sudden, and Marcus, you can see this as you're pulling and looking up, there is this big streak of lightning and thunder that crashes. And as you see one, and it kind of like shoots just nearby you, Lesia. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh.
I think I'm okay.
You almost fall as like the light just like flashed, but it hits the like the bottom side of the mast, and it just kind of like explodes it in this giant fashion, and like the mast starts to shift. You catch yourself up on one of the ropes and kind of like lower yourself down before the mast just collapses on the one side, and it just starts kind of flopping, getting hit by the waves, and it's about to be pulled off. And then you can see
the mast broke?
Yeah, this one broke from the
Um,
lightning strike.
Hold on.
Need some help here.
Hold on.
Leslie, are you okay?
Oh, you
But you guys
hold
see
on. I'm
Alexia
running
just,
that
like,
way.
Captain Jack Sparrow it back down on the deck.
All right. I
Where
can't
where
do
do I
much.
need to be to help out? Do I need to be close to the edge or?
Cut down the mast. It will drag us down.
Yeah, you need you would need you would need people like 2 people over here to pull, or if you're gonna cut it, then it's just from there, and you just lop it off as it takes it off. But you can see that it is starting to tug at the ship, and it is rubbing up against the hull.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to cut it loose, or
Captain,
at least,
you want to cut it loose, or do you want to pull it out?
if we can salvage it, that would be best, I think. Pull.
Pull it up, damn it! Here, Marcus, come over here, quick! I have a spell.
Where's the
As soon
captain?
as you're
Hurry!
saying that, like the captain is just kind of like looking around a little worried now, and he's like, "Just,
All right, just pull it. I
And then
can't
the-
fucking take a decision.
rush the lighting goes out."
Amari spins around towards where Marcus is, and he immediately just yells above the top of the storm as he takes out a pinch of powdered iron. He just tosses it up in the air and says, "Amplio!" And then he's going to cast Enlarge on Sir Marcus Locke.
Holy shit. So Marcus is like,
Pull that
"Whoa."
damn mast up, Marcus!
All right. Oh, he saw himself just like go larger, and he just like froze for a second, and then he heard Amari say, like, "Pull it up." He was like, just took the ropes and started yanking it.
Make a strength saving throw.
Is it with
No,
the
saving
advantage?
throw.
Athletics, I
What?
think.
Wait, is it with advantage?
Yes. You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Like,
Marcus, pull.
which one? Saving throw?
Strength.
There's
This is strength.
Nice. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull it up, no problem, and you set it back up there.
Music's so calm.
Dab starts running into it and starts to work at it.
I'll help.
Yeah. So Marcus
what I
is
can.
like holding it.
Okay. Okay, give me a second.
I forget, have I seen Amari fix anything with magic?
Nope.
Okay. I won't ask then.
only Mayet. It is not a cantrip that I've picked up.
Okay.
It
I
should,
didn't think so.
and I'm going to now.
Hmm.
Because Amari is like, he's very like situational, but you learn spells after it's needed. So
Like, oh, this would have been
Well,
handy then.
I might need this going on in the future, and we're never gonna be on a boat again.
No. We'll learn our lesson eventually. Don't get on boats.
Yeah.
Today is not that day.
All right. So what
Well,
are we
hold on,
doing?
actually, I should have that cantrip. Let me see if I have any more. I always forget to add cantrips. Well, level 6. Yeah, no, okay, never mind. I don't get a new one.
Not till 10.
Yeah, until 10 I get.
I need so pulling it up. I need Dominicus to make a carpenter tools check, and Dab is also going to make one as he starts working at it. Bob is going to start making his way up to the top mast where Nahon is.
What kind of throw is that? Sorry, man.
Strength
Uh,
roll.
No,
Strength.
it's just I think it's just DM's discretion for that.
Yeah,
It's strength
so-
based
So
for the
for the-
carpenter check.
All right then.
Ta-da!
Uh-oh.
You start hacking at it. Your side is not looking good. Dab's side is also not looking good either.
Trying to basically keep it steady while they do this.
Okay. You tug all on the other side of the rope as Marcus tugs on one side. You both try to hold it up. The storm keeps yanking the ship left and right almost as it feels. You can barely hear the captains yelling at you guys. as he's at the top in the front now, or in the back. As like you all hear yelling, and you hear one more crack of thunder. It just impacts the center of the ship again. And now it causes a small little fire, kind of like just like spreading around. And some of you can finally make out the words, "Get the fire out!" coming from the captain.
Alright.
How big is the fire?
It's starting to become 25 feet and growing. It is like kind of like making this wall of fire from one side to the other, blocking you guys from the back end.
Amari, the
Takes
trick you lose.
He's taking a step back and he's like,
Amari, do something about that fire.
I don't know. Okay, I don't know what to do.
Focus, Amari.
Okay, what do I do? What do I do? And
Do
I'm gonna
what you
see.
did with Gadstock.
Would prestidigitation work for this?
It would work a little bit. You can just get a bit of square at a time before it starts growing, but you hold it from growing larger, but it doesn't get it away until Chantel comes back and starts helping you too. And then she looks over at Chantel looks over at Lecia and says, "Keep an eye out. Make sure there's no waves."
All right, I will do that. So I guess
help.
I need to move back up here, right?
Yeah,
To check.
Yes.
And I will help Chantel stop the growing fire.
I will reach out my hand, snap my fingers, and I'll keep casting thaumaturgy to help the flames dim so it makes it easier for them.
Okay.
Nice.
You start to dim them a little bit, and they come over and start casting the small little ice shards onto it. As that is happening, and it is getting just more violent and rapid for a moment, Lecia, make a perception check.
This is a sight one, correct?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Listen, did you let go of the ropes?
Yeah, but Darminicus went over and took him over.
Yeah, I'm here. Rubbing my face of water.
Just hold it.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard for
Trying.
you to see Darminicus and like to hold on to everything as it's just like tugging. And Lecia, you look up, you see this massive wave. It goes up about 40, 70 feet tall as it just like starts making its way right in front of you all.
By the wave.
So Marcus looks at it.
Out.
Dominicus, let go of the sail. Let go of it.
What?
Let it go.
Make a perception roll. Make a perception roll, Darminicus.
Oh, no, I shouldn't have.
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. All right.
You can hear him just saying, "Let go."
Okay.
And then he, so Marcus pulls it towards him and grabs the mast and tosses it overboard.
Make a strength roll.
Meanwhile, Nahon is going to try to clamber down from the bird's nest.
You pick it up and you like tip the mast down. It hits the hull and just it kind of rips underneath and it like sucks in, almost yanking you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's not. Are you sure?
And what were you? Yes. And what were you doing, Nahon?
I'm going to climb down from the crow's nest.
Start climbing down, and then you see Marcus pull the mast to get it down to one side, and it just falls, getting sucked in, and Marcus, in his enlarged state, just gets pulled into the ocean, and you see it him just disappear.
Before he started yanking it, he yelled to Dominicus like let go of it and hold on to something.
And as soon as that happened, you look up, climbing down from the mast. The wave is just getting closer and closer and closer.
Did they seem to hear when I yelled out before?
Did Marcus fall overboard?
Yep.
Marcus went overboard.
We just got him
you
armor
look
and everything.
back, you can tell nobody could hear you as much.
I see Marcus fall
start
overboard.
like, louder.
But I heard her, right? That's
There,
why. That's why I told Dominicus to let go of it.
Yeah.
Did I see him fall overboard?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Amari is immediately going to stop his prestidigitation and sprint over to the side of the ship, looking into the water. Marcus! Marcus!
You
overboard!
You run over and you can hear Lesia just yelling, "Tidal wave!"
It's tight.
Waves. You need to get onto something now.
Before the wave hits, you all just kind of there's this moment of peace, but then you feel the ship get lifted up. You look, the few that haven't noticed, which is Darminicus and these two over here, they look up, and when you guys just see this large lumbering wave, it just comes over, peeking over you all, kind of way past the ship, and then all the water just starts making its way down to you as it crashes onto everybody.
Yeah. If I were to cast a barricade, would that stop the water, the big wave, from hitting the top of the ship? Like the water from getting on the ship? It says the wall is a solid object and appears within range. Or it's a solid object.
Doesn't it go up? It's like vertical?
It's 40 feet long and 40 feet high.
It would just be this giant... Okay, here.
Like the objective is to reduce the amount of... Because I know it's...
The wave comes from front and above. Like, that's how large it is. So it's like... Yeah. The wall would stop a little.
Reduce the amount of fucked we are going to be.
Yeah, it would probably stop it a little. You would have the reaction. Is it a reaction?
It's an action, so maybe not.
Nah, you wouldn't have the time because you're gonna. As soon as this happens, everybody has to make dex saving throws.
Okay.
As the wave just starts crashing down on everybody.
That is fine.
Dex saves for all.
If it was a reaction, that would have been a really good idea. But
it's okay.
I'll allow this. You want to sacrifice holding on to something to put it up?
Well, I mean, what would it do if I put it up?
It might reduce it a little. Like the ship might be connected to a solid space that might be left.
It won't fall apart.
But you would automatically fail your dex save.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mari would hold on.
Okay.
Alrighty.
It's still a really good idea, though.
That's fair.
As the wave crashes in, dexterity saving throws. See if you can hold on to the best of your ability.
I loop my arms around this thing that's holding this boat to the deck.
Sayonara.
Hey, join me.
Marcus, you are in the water. You've been just rolling, and right when you got up for air, you get slammed by the large wave. And Amari, you get pulled out from where you were, just getting sucked in over the other side of the hull as you kind of felt where you were just break apart off from the ship. Lesia, you can feel as you're holding onto this rowboat, it just breaks apart from the ship itself, and you just tug into it and roll around inside of it as it tumbles and just dives into water and pops yourself back up.
So I'm in the water. I'm shit on. I'm dead.
Well, you take 7 points of damage as it kind of slammed you hard.
Okay.
Everybody who failed took 14 points. Because it succeeded, it was a DC of 15.
Lucky.
And that everybody got smacked. Everybody grabs on. You all end up grabbing onto pieces, but most of you just go unconscious.
Oh my god.
As the storm kind of waves off, and Lesia, you got tossed around even more and more. You all found yourself coming back to consciousness. Give me a second.
Marcus will be probably hold on to the mast. Loading.
You find yourselves washed up. And Lesia, you find yourself washed up on top of the rowboat, looking around. Make a perception check.
All my senses for this one.
Oh my god, I want the map to load in so bad. Oh, there it is.
Okay.
So fucking cool.
15 for sight, 20 for hearing and smell.
All right. So
I get it. That's why I fell.
Yeah.
That is actually the right side.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
correct
Like
side.
the
Pretty cool, huh?
right spot.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh?
as you look around, Lesia, you can see you're a little bit sunburnt from just lying around there for a bit. It seems to be midday, and you can see a few of the crew members. You can see Nahon, Darminicus. You can see Mayette passed out still, washed up on the shore. And you can see some of the crew members as well. You see Dav, the captain, and Ginger.
No. Marcus trying to come on the opposite side of the island. I fucking
Yeah,
bet.
you don't see Amari or Marcus, no. Or you don't see a few others as well.
I'm gonna start going around and checking to make sure people are breathing. They're not like, drowning, basically, from water in their lungs.
You were the only one to have great cover, as well as Darminicus. Darminicus, you kind of found yourself rolling inside of the ship as it just kind of came up. You're able to like exit out of one of the bottom holes of the hull, and you see Lesia walking her
Conscious,
way.
right?
You're conscious. You woke up not that long after Lesia, but you see her, and she's the only conscious person. You start to see the same people just spread out across the beach.
Lesia.
Yes, you need help me check everyone, make sure they're still breathing.
All right.
Get the water out of their lungs if you need to. You know how to do that?
Yeah, I do.
All right. You work your side. I'll work this one.
All right.
Have you seen Amari or Marcus?
Not inside? Question mark.
No.
All right. No.
Shit.
Amari is skewered on that rock right now.
He's just impaled.
Blood pouring.
And Marcus is like, ooh, that could have been me.
You guys are looking around. You're not the only shipwreck either. There's a bunch of them. There's probably about 2 other ships washed up as well. They look all. One looks old, but there's 2 that look fresh.
I'm going around. Who's the first person I come across to help?
You come across Chantel. She's just passed out. Or no, excuse me, Mayette.
I come across Mayette. All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna check. Is she breathing?
Yes, she is.
All right. Doesn't seem to be like having any issues with like water in her lungs or anything. Do I need to make a medicine check?
Make a medicine check.
22.
You start putting your ears next to her mouth and try to hear some breath. You put your fingers like underneath her jaw. You get to feel the beat. You can feel everything. You seem like she's breathing. She seems stable, but she's not waking up. She's still in a strange state.
All right. That will do for now. And then I'm gonna move on to the next person.
You move on and you see Chantel as well.
Okay. I'm gonna check her.
Make a medicine check. You look at her and then you can tell that she has some water in her lungs, and you start pressing. Make another medicine check.
Great. Statistically, this is gonna go bad soon, and it might be now.
Oh no.
You start to try to give her mouth to mouth and try to resuscitate her, but she starts turning blue. And Darmanicus, you come over and you start seeing, you start seeing
Yeah.
Chantel turn a different color.
Would cure wounds do anything, or this is more of a
That could help, yeah.
yeah? Can I cast cure wounds?
All right, you cast Cure Wounds, and you like wave over her, and then all of a sudden she wakes up and just coughs out and seawater, and puke as well. And she starts.
Okay. Well,
All right. Next.
let's see, I got 3 counts of these. Just letting you know.
All right. We'll try to save them for emergencies. Who's next? Who do I see next? Closest.
You see the captain closest.
I'll go for him. Another medicine check, I'm guessing.
You go up to him and make a medicine check. You don't know if he's alive or dead.
Ah, shit. Dominicus, check this one out. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
Go on to Ginger. Make another medicine check. And Dominicus, what do you do with the captain?
Can
Oh no!
Oh no!
Can is the medicine check only like a one-time thing, or
No. Oh, for her for less, yeah, right now, yeah. For you, no.
Yeah, I'm gonna check. I would check the captain because unless they told me to check up on.
All right, go ahead. You get up to Ginger, Lesia, and right when you like come up to him, he kind of like slumps over, and you can kind of like hear this little gurgling. And Darmanicus, you can tell that the captain is alive. He's just breathing slow.
Dominicus, I need some help with Ginger.
Yeah, captain's breathing slowly, but I don't know if stable or not.
Can I do something to help Ginger out?
Yeah, you can go ahead and make another medicine check to
Oh no, I'm afraid.
water out.
You want to kill him, Big Red?
Oh, thank you, thank you.
I'm allowing the dice to kill him.
Redeemed slightly.
As you start pressing down on his chest, he just that's not
All right, who's left?
Go over to Dav.
All right.
Come up to him. Make a medicine check.
12. Could be worse.
You press your fingers underneath his neck. He's cold to the touch, and he's not moving.
All right,
Not breathing.
I'm gonna try to resuscitate.
You start pushing. He is not changing. You start to ascertain after a minute longer that he died.
Shit. Nahon. Do I see Nahon anywhere?
You look over and you find Nahon just like water just kind of moving him up bit and bit at a time as he has he's kind of like on top of a piece of wood floating in the water.
Do I have to like jump off the ship to get to him?
No, he's not on the ship. Like everybody's not on the ship. Everybody's like scattered
okay.
on the beach, but he's in the water, kind of on the other side of the ship.
Okay. In that case, I will go to Nahon, try to find what's wrong.
Davos kind of like face down in the water for the most part. I think that's
okay.
also another indication.
Gotcha.
When you find Nahon, his face is up and out of the water. He looks like he's barely holding on to this piece of wood. And you start swimming over. The water kind of moves him off of the piece of wood, and he starts to sink into it. As you grab him, he kind of like starts to wake back up.
I will start to swim back up to the surface with both of us.
Nahon, you just awaken on this strange shore, being pulled by Lesia.
Let's get you to shore.
Nahon just like the second that he starts waking up, he yeah, he's gonna and you can immediately feel him like gasp and start to panic, and in an attempt to make her let go of me, I'm gonna try to slam my elbow into her ribs.
Okay. You make an unarmed attack, make a strength roll.
Oh,
That hits.
That hits. Roll for damage.
It would just be a strength plus.
Yeah, so 3.
Right.
As Lesia, you kind of pull him up, and then he backs you back and starts rushing away, making all the water noise.
Get off of me!
Nahon.
Lesia
Yes.
kind of turns back, and when he looks at you, you can see his eyes are full of panic. What are we? Alive?
Tav didn't make it. The rest, so
Jeez.
far, I have not seen Marcus or Amari anywhere.
Damn. They fell off the ship.
Shit. I'll go back out and look.
Alright.
So yeah, I'm gonna.
Then I'll join you.
So yeah, I am gonna go out and try to see if I can find either of them. Now that pretty much everyone else has been accounted for.
Start going out and looking. You
Yeah.
don't see them.
Red, the Captain Navo's condition is not critical, right? It's just
No, he's
okay.
just unconscious.
All right.
As I pass, I'm gonna tell Darmanicus to get everyone on the shore. I am going to look for Marcus and Amari if I can. Get everyone else aboard the shore.
Okay. All right.
Do you mind if I join you, Lesia?
Go right ahead.
Right. Good. I will check myself, straighten out my clothes, make sure my daggers are in place.
All right. There was like a few little bits and things of your armor missing, but your gear is still with you. Submerged in water, but still with you.
Yeah, so I'll collect them and then I'll go with her.
Luckily, I keep most of my gear in a waterproof chest.
I do not. Not that I have much in the first place.
So, son of a gun, what do I have?
All right. You guys make your way.
Yeah, I'm gonna start dragging.
Dominicus, what do you do? Sorry.
Ginger's awake, right?
Yeah.
Ginger, take the captain inland. More, I'll grab everyone else.
We'll do.
Yeah, I figured Ginger will probably get the captain more than
Oh.
me touching him.
Oops.
Pick him up.
I forgot to tell Dominicus that Dav was dead.
Well, I'm about to find out.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's when you walk over, Dominicus, and you try to pick up Dav, and you're like, "Hey, bop!" And he does not move.
This was...
I did turn him like up right side. He's not face down in the water anymore. I tried to resuscitate him, so he's facing up
Yeah,
now.
so his position looks like something that I would presume as stable, but with that, then I would try to carry him inland just for burial purposes. So.
He's cold, so he might just be cold-blooded. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I'm not
Dragonborn,
burying
yeah.
him now, but I'm just dragging every body that I can inland.
All right. Chantel follows you over and helps you drag Mayette. Ginger drags the captain and then helps you drag Dav. You all bring everything inland. Now, a few, how to say, on the other side of the island.
Literally.
It's not that big of an island. Okay. Amari, you wake up first. Just almost like half of your face just hitting the water, the seawater with every wave coming up to the shore. And when you wake up, your view, you just see a body and birds all around and destroyed bits and pieces of ship as well.
Is there anywhere on this map that shows me where I am, or is it just this going on up
It's
here?
a different place entirely.
Amari is gonna kind of, what? Where are we? And he's gonna look up to find the body, I guess, and see who it is, or namely, just whoever's around him, where he is. He wants to get his surroundings.
Start going up towards it, and you can see the little red tuft of hair, but then seagulls are just like pecking at the body. Just start pulling at it, and when you get closer, they fly away, like one just kind of flying off from his face. You walk over and you ascertain it's Bob. You can then, when you kind of turn around to see his face, you can see an eyeball just been plucked out, and he's slowly been picked out by the seagulls.
He's gonna like trip and fall back onto his ass on the sand, and then what the hell? What happened on that storm? Oh my god! How long have I been out? Marcus, Lesia, Dominicus. No. And he kind of just leans back on his heels, hands kind of just draped at his sides as he looks up towards the beating sun that's hitting him in the face. And he kind of reaches his hand up and brushes out some of the sand in his hair. Marty, what have you gotten yourself into? Is anyone else around me? It was just him.
Exceptional. As you're looking around through all this scavenged, scattered mess.
Type awesome.
You look around and you can't see anything other than you see an older ship that does look like it's been washed up, and you start to see skeletons of the old crew just being scattered across the shoreline. It looks to be the same kind of thing had happened.
Maybe there's something in there. Is there a way I can get inside the ship? Is it like busted
There's
on the
few
side or something?
holes. Yeah, there's a few entryways.
First I'll walk up towards like one of the holes in the sand, like probably the hull, I guess, and I'll just kind of peek in and see what's on the inside of the ship.
You start peeking in and looking throughout it, and you can see that a lot of the ship is still submerged in the very bottom layer.
Okay.
And then like the top layer it's not that, it's like the same kind of ship that you guys were in almost. And there's just a few bits and pieces of it just like scattered about. But then you start looking out from where you are, like something kind of catches your eye for a moment. Make a perception check. When it catches your eye, you look through the hole that's like busted in underneath the ship. And you look through the water and underneath, and you see another hole on the opposite end of where you entered. You see this kind of like stone statue underwater, like with reeds all around it.
Stone statue. I'll make my way inside the ship, carefully avoiding like any skeletons on the ground and stuff, and I'll walk over towards the hole and peer down into it to see what the statue is, what it is.
You look in, and it's through the water. You're not able to kind of your water head in and then like open your eyes maybe. But even then, it'd still be hard to ascertain what it is you're looking at.
How big is it?
Looks to be as big as a human.
Oh, okay, so it's like okay, it's pretty big. Okay. Amari kind of just sits there for a second, looks just staring down at the water. How far down is it? Submerged?
Yeah, probably about like within the shoreline, 30 feet submerged in the water.
Okay, I gotcha.
It's the only one you see. I'm in that area.
That doesn't look too promising. Let's see. Where is everybody else? What did I wash up here? How did I wash up here? Are they still out on the water? Oh man. Amari's gonna turn around and like make his way off the boat. Away from the statue. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I have anything that could be useful. I don't think I do, but yeah, I don't. Okay, whatever. I'll make my way back, back onto like the shoreline, and jeez. I'm just gonna start. I guess I'll just start walking one direction, just along the shoreline. I'll just start walking.
Okay. Start walking past the ship on the shoreline, looking for anybody. Make a perception roll as you're walking. You're looking all throughout the beach, and you start going down. And then you see a familiar body, probably about 100 feet away in front of you. You start going towards it closer and closer, and you see that it's Marcus, just unconscious next to another piece of the ship, just like ripped in half almost.
All right. Marcus! Marcus! And I'm gonna like run over towards him, immediately drop down to my knees next to him, and start pushing him to roll him over. Marcus, hello, are you okay? What is he? You said he's unconscious?
Yeah, he's unconscious, near kind of almost wrapped up in the mast himself. He's like on top of one of the sails.
I'll take out a dagger that I have in my pocket, and I'll start like just cutting away at the mast to kind of get him a little more free. So he's all wrapped up, and once I get the masts off, I'll just kind of like shove the fabric to the side and throw it in different directions, and then kind of turn my attention towards him and kind of pat my hand against his cheek. Marcus, wake up! Marcus, wake up! Are you okay? Are you dead?
That's
Can't
when
die.
the sun beating Marcus, the face of everybody. Everybody's getting really sunburnt now and just like being out there. He starts to come consciousness.
Are you
Come
hitting
to
on
conscious.
Are you hitting on his lip?
Yeah, I'm just slapping your cheek.
He like it really hurts. So he opens his eyes and grabs you by the collar. Like he has this.
Ah.
He's just like far away. He just looks at you and then for a second just. Mari.
Marcus,
He like goes.
we're on an island. I don't know where we are. I got blown overboard, and the next thing I know, I woke up on the side of the shore.
Well as well.
Yes, the big wave crashed across the top of the ship. I don't know where we are. I woke up maybe 200 or so yards the other direction. There is another ship. Not ours, but another ship crashed. I don't know where ours is, though.
So
I
Marcus
don't
starts
even know
pushing
if we're on the
himself
same island.
the others probably. I took down the mast with me. That's still there. It will have to drag the ship down.
Right, I agree. Do you think they're still sailing?
Yeah, I probably. Well, why? What would
Fuck.
wave?
The wave. The wave hit them, but I don't know. I'm not sure what to do.
Is this an island? Are you sure?
Mike kind of looks back behind him. I don't know. I just woke up on the shore. It maybe not, but I'm just making assumptions considering we were out on the middle of the ocean. I don't know. I don't even know if this is the island we're supposed to be at. I don't even know what we're doing here. But
You were doing something. Right.
I don't know.
You keep walking on the beach.
I agree. If they're on the island, we'll eventually find them.
That's when you both start hearing, "Hey! Hey!"
What?
And you look up and you see a tiefling woman just like looking pretty tattered up and beat up, just trotting along the shoreline, running to you guys.
Do you hear that? Who is it? And I'm gonna
Oh.
look down.
Looks to be like Trixie.
Oh, Trixie! Trixie! I'm gonna kind of. I'll help Marcus kind of set up after that. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure you're all right.
She gets closer to everybody. Hey, I didn't know if anybody survived. Oh God!
All right.
Yes. Did you see anybody else from the ship?
No, I landed at about 200 yards in that direction. There's another ship, but it's not ours. I'm not sure what happened.
What was your name again, lady?
It's Trixie. What is yours?
Marcus Locke.
Marcus. You're Mari?
Yeah, yes, Mari Desertia.
Trixie.
You didn't see anybody else? No one else on the ship.
Trixie.
The only person I was able to was Marcus.
He grabs her by the shoulders, speaks calmly. Trixie. You fall.
No, the wave, it crashed into us. I think the ship just broke apart. That is why I don't know.
All I remember was standing on the side of the ship, and then the decking fell out from underneath me.
All right. There's a big possibility that they crash on this.
It's possible.
Let's continue walking on.
What came from this way, and it was the way that you were walking towards. And she's like, "Let's just go back that way."
Okay.
Go around.
Sure. That sounds okay to me.
So you both start heading back.
Yeah, as we're walking though, I kind of want to Like I'm gonna be walking side like shoulder to shoulder next to Marcus, and as we're just silently walking, Marcus or Amari's gonna bring up a point about a case. I forgot to mention, but while I was walking, or while I woke up, like I said, I saw another ship on the shore that crashed up. It's been buried there for a long time. I can only imagine, but I went to look at it to make sure to see if it was ours. I wasn't quite certain, and um, there was a hatch that I looked down into the water, and there was a statue underneath the waves. I don't know what it was or what else. I did not look at it for very long because I wanted to come find you or any of the others, but um, I don't know. I just perhaps this is a common island to crash on, but that
Probably.
doesn't explain much.
What is it about the statue?
I'm not quite sure. It just seemed to stick out to me. I saw it underneath the waves, and the way the ship had crashed, perhaps it was a piece of cargo of theirs, maybe a relic or of the ancient figure, something. I could not get a good look at it because it was about 30 to 40 feet underneath the waves. I couldn't make out any details, but I saw the actual structure itself. I'm not. It could be. I suppose what I'm more worried about is if that statue belongs to some denizens of this island. And he kind of looks out towards the more forested area where it kind of gets darker, like more inland.
Trixie just looks over and says, I do not know what we are on. There is not supposed to be any islands around this area.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't know where we are, and because there is another ship that's crashed here, maybe they were also sort of like us, relic hunters, and maybe they
See
took
anyone
something we should
alive?
not have.
You start passing by the ship that Amari was talking about.
Ship.
Yes, that is the one. It has holes on the side. You can walk in from the whatever the port side, I guess, and there is a small hatch you can see into the water, but I could not make out any details of the actual statue itself. But then again, I did not look for very long. I simply saw it and then went to find you.
You
If you'd like to take another look, we can.
believe this? Yeah.
Sure. I'll show you where it is, and I'll kind of curve off towards the ship and make my way inside the deck where that hatch is, so I can see.
Trixie, let's
Oh,
have
nice.
a
We're not
quick
very
look
far
at the statue. Maybe
So
we can
fuck
find
that.
food.
She looks a little confused. All right, let's just give a quick look and then
Yes.
see what we can find. And before you guys go in, she looks over beyond the sand and finds Bob. Bob, no.
Yes, I found him when I woke up. He, I suppose, washed up next to me.
I guess he's looking at him. Yeah.
I'm sorry to say, but it does not look very well. I saw seagulls picking at him. I'm
So
just-
Marcus looks at Trixie to see.
She's terrified. She was like, she's also sad too now.
Important to you.
He's just a crewmate. But I don't wish to see anybody die on my ship.
I agree. Must be a significant loss. I'm sorry that had to happen.
Great.
She doesn't say
Notice.
anything. She just keeps staring.
Amari
the
will
other
just
thing
reach
that-
out. Amari will just reach out solemnly and kind of just tap her on the shoulder as a gesture. Trixie, wait here, okay? And just make sure that no one else.
If you look
washes up.
further down, you'll be able to see a little section.
Yeah. I am also I'm gonna kind of lead him inside the ship. How far in? Like I guess because like technically we're below
You went
deck.
down through here? Oh, why did that? Oh, it's because of a different thing. Right here.
Okay, gotcha. Oh yeah, I gotcha. Okay.
And then when you went through, you went into this section right here.
Oh, okay, cool. That's not-
Can only reveal so much.
I gotcha. Interesting. But Amari's gonna start walking through here. His footsteps just like sloshing into the water. It was this way. A lot of this stuff in here is broken down and routed away, but I don't know.
Nothing in the barrels.
Not that I know of, but we can crack one open if you want. And Amari kind of turns around and looks at this barrel here and just taps his foot on it. Today.
I'll try to open it. Is it?
It's broken. And when you look inside of it, there's just a bunch of like rotten grain.
Okay. Like I said, I think the ship has been here a lot longer than we have.
Yeah, look.
Most of the items likely rotted away.
That's when Trixie comes in as well and starts looking through here.
Okay.
What is that? She
What's-
starts pointing and she sees the statue.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna lead him over here.
That's what we're trying to.
That is what I mean. There is the statue there. Am I able to make out more detail about it? I'd like to, if possible. If I have to like dive in the water, I will, because I can just dry myself off afterwards. That's fine. But if I have to dive in the water, I will do that.
Yeah, you'd have to dive in the water and look. If you are, she'll join you.
Okay. Marcus, I know this might not be a good decision or well worth our time, but for some reason that statue is very interesting to me. I think I'm going to dive in the water.
Or I can do.
No, it's okay. If it's also magical, I could be able to ascertain what sort of identity or school it belongs to.
If we put a rope around.
What if we go together?
She starts
Also,
looking at
a
it
rope
and
could be good.
She says, "Wait, don't move." And she like has most of her body already in the water. She goes toward. She looks over. She says, "This is not good. This, if there is more of those. Those aren't just normal statues. Those are people."
What do you mean? Like people, statues of figures, historical people?
No, just people turned into statues.
Amari's face immediately goes like white, and he looks over at Marcus.
Marcus is looking at Amari.
Like, what?
Make a perception check.
What turns people into stone, Trixie?
There is a
Creatures.
thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is what they would call a Slovenian basilisk. They grab onto people and then as to eat you. Before they eat you, they turn you into stone, sink you to the bottom of the ocean, and eat you there.
This is fairy tales, Trixie.
This is and right when you say that, Marcus, you start seeing movement coming from behind her, under
Oh
the water.
no!
Trixie,
Oh
get out
no!
of
She's
the
at
water.
the edge of the boat too.
Trixie,
She's at
get
the
out.
This is a
Right when
staple.
you say that, she jumps up, and you guys just see this beast that just runs up
What?
and snip,
Trixie!
and it like
He tried to
it
grab
misses her just by a hair. As Marcus, you grab her and move her out, and then the beast just crawls back into the water and starts slithering away.
Ah!
her. Get out now.
What?
Everybody out.
What was
Oh my
that?
god!
I don't know. Get out of here.
What was that?
No, it's the best.
Stop panicking. Get them. He grabs
grabs
them both by the neck and just start running.
Is that some fairy tale? He's gonna totally be dragged. He doesn't care. He's more like frozen, not even by the basilisk. He's not. He wasn't turned to stone by the basilisk. He's just scared.
when
He
You
grabs them
three
both by the neck
get
and
up
start running.
and run out. And then just like run out. Trixie just hits the ground.
We need to go. We need to go now. What was that thing?
Make
The
a,
basket? What do you
make a
call it? A basketball?
A basculus.
What is a basketball?
Oh, I already rolled. My bad. There's a 13.
No worries.
Oh,
You guys
what?
roll another. As you are looking around,
Stop.
there is Amari. You're looking around inside the water trying to find it, and
Marcus draws his
Marcus,
sword.
you look around. You can start seeing into the water and some outside of it as well, leaning up against some rocks at times, and then others just like sprayed out are other broken statues.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's others that are intact, others that with their face taken off, eaten up, others that are just like bits and pieces of it broken, but there is a few of them. And they look of people just in a terrified state or in a fighting state.
Marcus, I cannot express to you right now how glad I am that I did not dive in the water.
No one. 3 more.
We should get away from here and
Very,
quickly.
very fast. Yeah. I agree.
That was another thing. We need, if we're going, no, we don't even need to fight that thing. We need to just. What are we going
Why
to
would
do?
you fight that thing? Seen
I
the
don't
size
know.
of it.
We're not. We're not. Why? I assume people crash up on the island and then they get turned to stone. Maybe when they're unconscious or they're trying to survive. I don't know.
Marcus just gotta get this weird look in his face to find the others.
Yes, we should, and warn them of what we just saw.
Yes, quickly.
Come on, Trixie. We need to move quickly. Head that around.
Okay. Okay. You guys just start running down the shoreline and continuing. As you guys keep going for yards and yards, almost a mile or two, you guys sometimes spot a statue, maybe one or two of them, broken, sometimes intact.
With basilisks.
Everywhere.
And after a while, that's when you find Lesia and Nahone and it was Lesia and Nahone that was searching.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amari's gonna kind of approach because we've been running for a while, and he's like, Nahone! Dorminicus, hello!
Oh gosh, people!
Oh, Mari.
Oh, good. You are alive.
Is the captain alive? Is Ginger alive? Is Chantal alive? Is Dav alive?
Amari's like doubled over with his hands on his knees, just.
Are you all alright? So Marcus is
Just like
he's patting him on the back. Are you guys alright?
I was,
For the most part.
with Terminatus' help, I was able to get every.
Nahone! We found statues! Stone
hear-
statues!
Alright.
We found statues back there!
Is,
The creatures, a basilisk. We found a
I'm gonna-
basilisk.
Listen.
A
I'm gonna
basilisk
walk
tried to eat Trixie.
Alright.
A basilisk
Amari.
tried
tried to
eat
eat me.
And
Amari.
he
tried to
tried
eat
to
me.
Amari.
Amari.
He's coming after us. He's chasing us.
It's
There's so many statues. There are so many statues.
Both of you. Okay. Have a situation.
Lucia's got her
Um,
hands clamped over her ears.
Have you seen statues of men?
No.
statue?
Hmm.
No.
There's some creature turning people into stone.
Have I heard of
Um,
such a thing?
Encountered one.
Sorry. Creature. The hell is basilisk?
There's a basilisk. It's this creature big. It's like snake, like a snake, sort of. I don't know. And
Lizard?
the Trixie was standing at the side of the ship, and they just swam up and they tried to eat her. I don't know. She says he turned people to stone and then eat them.
Okay,
It's crazy.
I got.
That is true. We saw it with our own eyes.
I don't
Trixie
know.
was fortunate.
Bless you, you've never heard of it.
I don't even
Yeah.
think that. I don't even
You
think that we could kill it.
know of basilisks.
Stay away from the
Um,
water.
I've heard of basilisks, but not that sort. Also,
It's
Trixie, Dav did not.
Neither did
what?
the other
Dab?
guy.
Bob was also taken by the waves.
Well, actually, by the birds. It was picked.
Oh my god.
The rest,
Dav,
though, they made it.
Everybody
you're
else
alive?
Hmm.
Where's
A few
Miguel?
had water in their lungs, but we managed to get them. She's ashore with the rest.
Yes.
He helped me resuscitate some of them and got them to shore while Nahon and I looked for you guys.
We are on an island.
Yes.
Right.
Where? I cannot say.
She told us
This
that.
island shouldn't even be here. I don't know where we crashed. This is not the Rumble Cusp. That
I
is a
don't know.
nice place to crash in. Trust me.
Wait. Is that a hammock?
Yes, it is.
Where? Yes, it is.
So wait, did someone set that up from our boat? Or I'm asking the DM because
Yes,
if not,
yes.
someone set that up. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I was about to say, we're not alone. Oh,
No, this map as well is also the same for the ship that you guys crashed in as well. So it's
Yeah, I
almost like
gotcha,
the
I
same
gotcha.
kind of scenery now.
okay. So this one down here is like our ship now. Just
Yes, except
side
there's
note.
no crash right. There's no like hole right there.
Gotcha.
Well,
Well, no, there technically would be, right? Because that side of the ship fell in.
God damn it! Fuck logic. Logic makes sense.
Don't worry about it.
I guess it would make sense, you know, and that.
It
Yeah.
would. Too bad.
Looks
Now you
cool.
have 2 entries for this blasted thing.
Oh, well.
Well,
so
It is-
Marcus runs
I would-
inside the.
seems this happened commonly. There are that many bodies around.
I think so, but why this island in particular? It's almost as like as if we hit the Bermuda Triangle. Well, we don't know what that is in this water, but similar. Something, whatever this version, whatever you get it.
Wherever it is,
Not
get the supplies out of the ship. Gonna set up camp somewhere.
are there any
We're gonna
left?
figure out our situation after that. Come on, everybody, get to work.
Okay.
I'll get you back, lead you back to the others.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we're not dead.
This way.
Nahon, maybe this is a bad idea, but do you want to go scout a little bit into the forest and see what's out there? Maybe we could find food.
Yes, but perhaps once we get set up.
Let's.
We have food on.
We have time, if
Well-
nothing else.
Well, Marcus, do you think it might be a good idea while we were setting it up? What if there are others watching us or something? I don't know. I'm just paranoid.
No matter what, we cannot stay near the. It's
Mari,
in the water.
I agree.
Marcus, did you get a good look at the basilisk?
No, I tried to eat us and then swam away.
Marcus,
Very big.
did it have legs?
Not to see.
Okay, that's better. Did it have legs? I don't even remember. I don't think
saw a
it did. I
huge
think it
mouth.
just. Yeah, it jumped. I don't even think we would see its legs
You
technically.
didn't
'Cause
see
it just
it
shoved
in the
inside
leg.
of its hole. Amari shakes his
Okay.
head. No, all we saw was its. Hey, they just shoved it inside of the hole trying to get Trixie, and then it
Hmm.
dislodged itself and swam away. I'm not quite
It was
certain.
very agile.
Yes.
I think we should be safe and assume that it can go on land as well.
I
Yes.
agree.
Well, the statues we've seen
Also,
so far are along the beach.
That adds credence to the idea that they can go out of the water at least a little.
Yes.
Yes. Maybe we should set up camp a little further into the forest.
Yeah.
Get all
Maybe
What
the
a
there's
fun
we
good
can.
spot.
maybe we should look for fresh water as well. See if we could set up on a stream or near a body of water.
See. We have barrels of water on the
Yes.
ship, right?
Yeah, there should be. Yes, there should be a lot of things if there's some stuff. Chantal has stored lots of stuff. Chantal looks over. Yeah, there should be things over in the bottom. If you start heading down, but my head hurts. I could not reach it. But there are things that we might need in the quarters. But the captain might know what he needs. If he wakes up.
Perhaps at this point, privacy is out of the question. We should take what we can, yes?
Yes.
She reluctantly looks and says, just do it.
Once going below deck. Careful.
Alright. Before we go, there is a saying in common. Lightning does not strike twice, yes? Something like that?
So that's all the lightning that hit the ship.
Right, that is my point. Is that taken literal, or
And
I don't know, just seems that strange to wash up here with many other ships and mystical things that eat people.
Is assuming the storm was natural.
Look that way, but I'm not sure
time is
now.
It is midday.
right, as long as we have the
It is
light.
very warm right now. It is very hot, airless, humid. There's no breeze, really.
Dominicus, where is he?
All right. You're here back at the area, right?
Oh, okay. I didn't see you stand. Okay,
I don't
my bad,
know.
I didn't see you there.
Eh.
Dominicus. Well, we need to find a place to camp. Yeah. Yes. I honestly think we should go further inland. And find some sort of fresh water source. We could take our barrels with us and set them up for a temporary camp, maybe.
I will help salvage from the boat.
You're right.
You-
Maybe me and Dominicus could go to the forest to find a decent place to settle down, and we'll come
I
back and
think-
meet you there.
Give
I
me.
think we should collect things first before we should all move together. Safer that way.
Yeah, give me 10 minutes right here. I'm going to ascertain if there are any predators on this island that I may know of.
You can do that
Okay.
here.
At least one.
Beasts, at least. Any beasts that could be dangerous to us.
Alright.
Do that, I'm heading inside.
Alright. I'm gonna follow him.
Is there an opening here? Or?
Right up here. Well, no, this hatch isn't there, but you can climb up, and then there's an opening just underneath right there.
So,
By
yeah,
the way, as a Brit tiefling, do I get sunburns?
No,
No.
you don't
okay.
get that. You don't get sunburned.
Cool.
Everybody else gets sunburned.
All of you get to be miserable.
Everybody's feeling the burn and feeling the strandedness. And as you are focusing, Dominicus, you find that there are boars and like other kind of other mammals here that you can eat and such, but nothing dangerous.
it's a beast anyway.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
a
the beast anyway. So
It's a beast. There's no beasties on these islands, eh?
But on the island.
Oh yeah, they're out of island. Yeah.
But there is a ghost, and it will
There
find
is?
us.
The
Did you
DM
get?
there
I
is.
didn't know that there was.
I didn't put it there.
Mari died.
This
I
is
know
new
it's a ghost.
information to me. So
It goes to Bob.
Ramari Rovereer. Okay.
While doing it, looking around like,
You started.
fucking, that's not good enough for me. I ain't fucking coming.
Oh,
As
I could, guys, we don't need to set up a camp. I just make my tower. Fuck that, dog. Fuck that noise.
Do we have enough space for all these people?
Let's sleep outside.
I can make like
Can you
I
make
can
two
make, like-
bedrooms?
I can make 2 layers for bedrooms. Yeah.
Hmm.
I can also, or we could just have them sleep on the floor like dogs. Because I mean, it beats sleeping out in the middle of the sun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have a couch in the
Also,
lounge?
I could also make an observatory with a telescope. So if we have a navigator, she can ascertain where we are based off of the sky and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Just hold on. Let me make a quick thing. An observatory with an interdimensional tower.
It's
What?
not really an interdimensional tower.
I mean, that's it. The tower is located somewhere else, right? And then the door is just the gateway between.
Yeah, maybe this place. How you?
We'll see. Hold on.
I mean,
We'll
I'm
find
try.
out.
Yeah,
The
we'll
hard way.
we'll find that out
Yeah,
later
well-
on. Go ahead.
Marcus is inside. He's scavenging. To get it on. Pile it together to.
as you guys get underneath into the lower decks, it is submerged way more than the other ship that you were in, Marcus. There's a lot more water. A lot of the barrels and everything that has the enchantments are floating around. Some stuff has been exiting out of this entryway and this entryway. But it is up in some sections to your shoulders in water, and then it goes back up. So here I will draw real quick.
I'm with them as well.
Okay.
Yeah, now is a good time to mention I cannot swim.
Show your feet. Touches.
That's the deepest end of it.
This place.
It's also really murky and hard to see through and everything.
For him, maybe.
It's a little difficult for everybody, but maybe you'll be able to ascertain something moving around, maybe.
Fair enough.
I don't think we should
I'm
go
gonna-
into.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can like kind of go on this area to like kind of stay above water?
It's all a little submerged. It's all from there to there. It's all submerged. There's no really other way but through.
Is there
Or
something
kind of look.
here I can use
You
like a flotation and a wrap, or
go ahead and make a perception check or an
I'll try to-
investigation.
I'll try to make a perception check too. I want to see like below the water, see if there's anything lurking down there.
Okay. Let's see. You look around and you're able to find a dresser that's kind of like floating up. That's a little buoyant. And Nahon, you look through. You don't see anything moving.
Yeah, I want
Hmm.
I
to.
think we might be able to use this to get across.
Oh, good idea.
You want to scout as well? Go ahead and make a perception.
See shit.
You don't see anything.
Is there anything I could use to as like an oar, or an actual oar, maybe?
There's an actual oar just kind of floating around. You grab. You look at everybody and you're like, all right. And you start paddling your way through. As you are staying afloat, paddling over.
We get on that as well, or is it just?
It's meant for just one person. A light person, too.
Like dresser, so yeah.
I said, don't get too far.
Be careful.
She starts making get closer and closer until you, Nahon, you see movement start going, and there's this like large orange thing that just passes by slowly.
Lesia, there is something nearby.
Starts
Where?
going underneath Lesia completely. Lesia, you
Beneath
just
you.
stop.
Yeah, get
Alright.
out of there now.
I am ready to jump.
It continues through, and it just passes through the other side.
Oof. He's gone. Or
Alright,
should be.
He's gone.
I continue the rest of the way.
Make an athletics check to hold yourself up still, not make too much noise or any sudden movements. You start paddling, and then a bit of the dresser just pops, and you poof. It starts to kind of sink you a little bit, and it made a little bit of a noise and ruffle.
I'm gonna check my crossbow and load it.
Am I close enough that I could just run and jump off?
Right when you are, you just run and jump off, and then movement just makes its way quickly through the water, and it makes a wave that kind of pushes you up too, and you guys hear this.
Do I have the time to ready a crossbow shot?
Yeah, you could have shot it if you want to.
I will wait until it is within 5 feet of Lesia, assuming it is attacking it, and I will fire.
Arcus
I
If
can-
uses his sword and
I can
raises
jump
his shield.
12 feet, so I can basically get here.
It looks incredibly long as well. When you see the length of it, it seems about 12 feet long.
What is that?
Thing we saw.
That is basilisk? Alright. I will hold my shot until it attacks Lesia.
Okay. You hold and wait.
Out of the water, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you're on the other side. It is not as bad until you get around here, and then it's to your waist again. But you can look around and you see a bunch of chests and other items there.
Right.
Other food. You kind of recognize there's barrels of food and everything with the enchantments on them, and you can open them, and you see that there are full with food that is preserved and being preserved. And you start kind of gathering everything that is left over and not broken.
I have an idea.
What is your idea?
I'm gonna gather a bunch of the food, but I'm gonna leave one barrel that I'm gonna open and toss as far away from where I'm heading as I can.
Okay. You open worm barrel and toss it out and just start stretching. Food just starts popping out of it slowly as it trails off.
It eats people.
And we'll see if it takes the bait, and then I'm gonna wait a moment and then gather everything I could.
Arcus looks at Nahum.
It's about 3 barrels
I think
worth
it's
of
nice,
things,
actually.
which has rations of everything.
Normally, but
You strap, and then that is buoyant enough for you to that have be your new little ship to cross across.
Okay. I kind of, I guess, use my cloak as sort of a makeshift tie for all this or something.
Now there was ropes and everything
Oh.
over there that was holding the stuff you made shift.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna try to get across again. Ready to bail if I have to.
Okay.
I am very on edge right now. I'm also listening for any movements.
Okay. You start paddling. Make a athletics check. You paddle, and then all of a sudden, the whole thing just splits apart. You dive in. Right when you make this big splash and you pop up, that's when this kind of you almost didn't feel it, but something just kind of rushes at you, and you feel like the water kind of push off of it. No, and you see this creature just come into the distance as it goes into Forlesia. You may shoot.
If it's attacking, I absolutely will.
Yes, it is attacking.
Can I use my reaction?
What's your reaction?
Blood Curse of the Eyeless. Amplified.
Yes. You may use if is it a reaction?
It is.
Yes. I will allow it.
No one just kind of like growls and roll Bisterazón, and I will fire.
All right.
So I take 3 damage, and it has to take a minus 1d6 to both of its attack rolls.
Okay, a minus 1.
If it has multi-attack. If it only has 1 attack, it's whatever, how many attacks it has. It takes minus d6 to all of them.
Okay, it has multi-attack. It will have minus 6 to both. Hold on, give me a second.
Also, does it have eyes? Is it immune to blindness?
It has eyes.
You're right
You don't
there.
know if it's
Kind of hard to tell, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that's a shitty sneak attack.
When Ahun fired, Marcus started smashing his shield on water to make a lot of.
I'm sorry, give me a second.
No problem.
Give you 2 seconds.
Okay, so it comes in and bites you, and then all of a sudden you feel it kind of wrapping itself around you. As the bite like misses, it like goes in for the side, you dodge, but then the wrapping gets around you, and then that strikes as well, as you feel like a bunch of its body just wrap around your legs.
Can we walk
So
in?
Yeah, you can walk in it. It's difficult terrain because it's not up. It's like up to your shoulders, above your head. So
Yeah, Marcus is gonna rush in.
Okay, that is. I will call initiative in just a second. Don't worry. Let me get this. Okay. Make a what does it be? Hold on, sorry. Okay, go ahead and make a athletics check. No, Lesia, sorry. You aren't able to escape, sadly, as you get grappled by it. You are now currently grappled, and you take 20 points of damage.
Jesus, okay.
Oh.
Yes.
This is bad.
As that happens, Nahon fires, it launches, and it hits it directly. Now it's this strange, like translucent rainbow color kind of comes out of it. And now, I'd say no. But nothing happens yet. But you notice this strange kind of like ooze start to secrete around it, and that's when I would like to call initiative, everybody.
All right.
Does that include us out here?
Yes. Yes, it does.
And second question, I wasn't too in depth. Did the monster make a noise or something, or no?
It did make a noise. It made a bit of like a.
I assume we hear a lot of
Ow.
splashing coming from the hole, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably heard Marcus also splash.
Maybe.
I can solve that on my initiative.
Hold on. Let me get the music for a second. Yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting the press. Unbelievable.
All right.
Also, I did something to the character sheet where the initiative style is on advantage, so that's why it only shows up as 1.
Okay. No worries.
So
Nice.
that's the actual thing. The first one was a 3, and now this one's a 6.
Oh God! Ow!
So yeah, it makes it 11.
Beautiful.
All right.
Oh, I forgot to click my token. I rolled a 20.
Yeah, you too.
I pulled a Korean.
Why I keep forgetting?
I stopped doing that.
No, you have not.
Yeah, I did. Look, I'm on the roll.
What is your dex?
2.
Okay. Basilisk goes fast.
That's all right.
Yeah, I'm not in this lineup.
All right. Now, with Lestia grappled, it's gonna move over and just like snip at Nahone, who shot at him, and he's gonna try to bite you.
All right.
Does a 19 hit?
Does a what hit?
Does a 19 hit? Sorry.
It does hit. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty
Fully.
hard.
As the bite just comes up and just gets latched on your arm, it almost engulfs it and rips it off. It almost feels like it does as it just kind of like tears some skin off and slithers back into the water.
How much damage?
11 points of damage.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that shit.
Right. You get out of it just in time. It tears up most of your clothes, anything. And then it slithers on back, trying to pull its way back into the water. And it's like throwing Leslie around. Just it's making a giant like fuss. Amari, you start hearing this like, and like Mark is screaming and like a ruckus being made now.
If I run down here, will I be able to see the basilisk coming out of the boat back into the water?
You think maybe?
I will run down here then, right there, and look. Would I be able to see it?
You would have to make a perception check and would count as your action.
That is fine. I'll do that.
Okay. Go ahead.
Nope.
You look in, and there's just so many reeds, and the rocks are in the way. You can't see anything. And it's just the panic is starting to set in as, like, just the thought of this thing is just kind of freaking you out.
That's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. Nahone.
All right. Nahone is gonna yell, "We are under attack!" Kind of head pointed back up at the hole. And I'm going to reach out a hand, 2 fingers pointed up, 1 to the side, and I'm going to cast Armor of Agathis. That I believe does. Well, it's technically fucking second level.
It,
There we go.
yeah, it gives
10
you.
hit and 10 pin points, 10 cold damage on a hit.
So I'm gonna add that, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action Insightful Fighting this thing, just in case.
Okay.
So beat this. Deception.
Failed.
Nice. Alright, sneak attack can be used permanently. That's my turn. Come on! Come on! Gonna try to taunt the thing. That's my turn.
Okay. As you do that, Chantal is gonna go ahead and run over to where Amari is, and she's gonna be like, "I don't see anything. What is it?"
Gigantic
Yeah,
snake
what-
thing.
No, you're in the hall. You
Oh.
can't hear it.
Okay.
Amari's outside. It would take the movement to go ahead and get into where you guys are in. But she's like trying to look with Amari, and she can't find it either. Ginger just starts getting up and running towards the hatch, and he will use his action to get there in a dash. He starts making his way, but that's as far as he gets. That's you. You
Alright.
start your turn grappled. So, you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Alright.
Oh no.
I know what this is.
Fuck.
What?
Oh,
No!
come on.
Oh no!
Are you effing me?
Okay. So you are starting. You start to feel this this weird ooze around your body, and you start looking at your arms where you feel it most at, and you start seeing it's turning to stone. You are now restrained.
Oh no.
If you fail the next one, you are petrified.
Shit.
So she's beginning to turn into stone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my fucking god.
Trixie is gonna start running. She gets past Ginger and just gets right there for her turn, action and everything. She pulls out a dagger and everything. She just looks around. She just sees the basilisk making its way out. Marcus, you start working your way in. What do you do?
No,
Oh no.
it's dragging her out. It cannot drag her out. He starts to run towards it. How far can I get? Can I reach it?
It's difficult terrain, so
This is
You can
difficult
barely
terrain.
reach it.
It's double
Just
your
barely.
movement. So you have 15 feet of movement currently.
15 feet. You would from where you are through it, right there. Or if you're going around, you would be able to get just to right there, right where you are now. You're not able to hit it, but you're just getting closer.
I'm yelling and hammering my sword on the shield. Come back here! Like he looks petrified that if it out. Oh, he's gonna. Can I use action surge? Yes, yeah.
That's not how that works. It only works on yourself.
Only on
However,
yourself.
here, listen.
Oh yeah. It's the command thing. All right. Well, then I'm out.
No. no. You can use your action to dash, get to there.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Then you have action surge, and then you can attack.
Yes.
Or try to free.
Yeah.
So you rush up, and then you start attacking.
I use
There you
action
go.
surge. I'm gonna slay.
Kill
There
it.
you go.
I will
Murder.
Twice, in fact.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
God. Oh. And
Ah.
that misses.
That's it.
The first one strikes through as you just pierce it straight in, and then you draw your blade out. You go for another slash, and the water just restricts you. You can start seeing like this blood and like more of this like kind of weird like translucent rainbow stuff kind of coming off with the blood as well as it wraps around you a bit. Constitution saving throw. You are starting to turn into stone as well as like it starts to wrap around you and can't move. You are restrained.
Shit.
Red, really quick. I'm very, very
Yes.
sorry. I'm not in this lineup. Is there a way for just to put me in between, just right after Marcus?
Yeah. What number? Where were you?
I was
Go.
11.
Roll and then he can change it.
Yeah. Where am I
I
clicking?
thought you were in it.
No.
You technically would have went like before him. So
Yes.
I know, but I didn't say anything. That's why I was willing to take the
I got
No,
you.
my
you gotta
position.
speak up next time if you
Yeah.
don't see it up there. Because I don't like I said I'll think that you guys will see it up there or did it. My bad.
No worries. That's me.
As hold on.
It's Arg.
Marcus. You start doing that, and then Dominicus.
I would. What's the movement? So within the 30 feet.
It's gonna make a check to let go of it too, real quick. Hold on.
Sure thing.
It drops Lesia.
God.
However,
Something.
you're still restrained because you're turning into stone, and it's you both are still gonna have to make a save on your next turn. However, because the effects of the ooze is still around you, but it is no longer holding on to you.
It's fucking crazy. I don't
And that's
even know what
when
to do.
you start running out. You can use an action to look. Are you gonna look?
Yeah, I'll take the action to look.
Roll perception check, sir.
Roll perception.
You look around and you can see the basilisks kind of like move around and wiggle out of the water a little bit.
Right.
But it's covered by sometimes like the rocks are blocking it at times here and there. It's like you can see how people couldn't see it, but you can see it.
Yeah, and as a bonus action, I will cast Hunter's Mark on the creature.
All right.
And yeah, there's a visual, be like, I see you, and then get a hone on
Okay.
the creature.
You get a visual on him as he starts kind of glowing in your mind.
And
The creature is now going to go ahead and like slither around and like try to attack Nahone. After it just like goes back in, you lose sight of it, Dominicus, but you know it went back in, and everybody else just sees just like splashing come about. It's going to go ahead and strike.
All right.
It comes in with the bite and just like hits the wood, but then the tail wraps around your leg and just trying to hold on to you. Make a say athletics check. What did I say it was?
If it's a grapple, it's either.
It was athletics or acrobatics. Yeah,
I think you said it was acrobatics. Yeah.
you can do both. Either or.
Oh,
Sorry.
you told me athletics only, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
I probably would +7 have made me pass that initial one? It's
what
probably
was the other? It's
I
too
rolled
many
a
damage.
12. Yeah, I rolled a 12 with a +4, so it would have been a 15.
No, my bad. I forgot that you. I keep forgetting that it's
Yeah.
both. And as it grapples onto you as well, Nahon, and it like actually it like wraps around your leg for a second, but then you pull your leg out and it like
Yeah.
moves it, but then you still get whipped by it, kind of drops you on the ground. But,
Yeah, I was about to say, if this thing beat a 23, it's dangerous as hell.
No, it's not. It did not beat that at all. Didn't
Cool.
even come close.
Nice.
But it did smack you. For 17 points of damage.
It hit me for 17?
Yeah, 17 points of damage.
Okay, I'll uncanny dodge that.
All right.
It will also take 10 points of cold damage as that wreath around me just rushes for it to drain the warmth from its body.
All right. It just like it curls around and then like gets angry, and you just hear it go.
That is what you get.
It rushes through the water. The waves just giantly go through. And Darminicus, you just see the basilisk just like rushing out towards the open water.
Still restrained?
What did it do with it? He had the
Yes.
mouth, right?
You are still restrained until something happens. And as that happens, as like it leaves, you guys have exited combat. However, Busty and Marcus, you guys need to make Constitution saving throws. See if you succeed or not.
Oh no!
So, Marcus, you
7.
start looking around and in your position, holding onto your sword, you kind of like feel this pain come around you, and as it coalesces, you just freeze. You are now a statue, a stone statue.
Beautiful.
And Lecia, the stone just kind of like disappears off of your arm, and you start making your way out of the water. But you pass by Marcus, who is just frozen there, a statue.
Alright, I'm gonna try to grab him and pull him back up with me.
You start grabbing him, pulling him up. You pull him up onto the shore next to Nahon. And you both look at him. And this is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh my god, dude. What if they both turned to stone, dude? Can you imagine?
And thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you guys for playing, honestly.
God,
my
Arun, you say it.
Remember, it's totally as planned.
Fucking Christ.
Thank